Stream is live. Let me mute for a second.
Okay. Let's see. And we're live. Who do we got here? We got Vanessa Kitty, Thorzax, Tactical FUD, Chessboard. Says I need to go to the dentist. Yes, I do. I've got 2 broken teeth. TAB Videos, who is Teresa Blowin, is here. How you doing, guys? These 2 old guys you see on the screen right now are tired. Couple hours work and we're beat. Yeah. So Andy's got this oak growing through his chain link fence. Was it chain link?
Yeah, it's my neighbor's fence, not mine. We weaved it in. It's not that it just went out a hole and grew. It went out the hole and 2 links up. It came back in the hole. So it's like it curved around twice. It's crazy.
Okay, we'll see you later, Teresa Blonde. He gets up early in the morning.
No, he's watching football. See ya in the AM. Michigan is on.
Yeah, my team's already played, and my wife's team, and they both won, so that's good. Uncle John's team won. I think everyone won.
I don't have a team, so it doesn't matter.
Yes.
Hey, Pony.
Pony 47's here. I guess I could start quoting. And I'll put a link in here. Anyone wants to come on. Hopefully it's kind of a short chat. I got a long day tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm beat.
There's like 3 other live chats going on right now.
Really?
Mrs. Hot Pot. Who else did I see pop up? I saw a couple of them pop up. So I don't know.
We got Tactical Rabbit is here. How's it going, Tactical Rabbit? Taco and French fries. Well, yeah. Saturday used to be wide open, but now it's all clogged up. But hey, go watch whatever you want.
That's it.
It's America.
Hey, Tactical FUD.
This is delayed. Yeah, so hopefully everyone's doing good out there. Let's see, Thor's is coming on. There you go. Hey, Thor's.
Hey, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Hi, Andy. How you doing?
All good. How you?
I'm doing all right. Kind of progressing along a little bit. Shoulder's getting a little better every day, just by a little bit. But, man, I'll tell you what, I can hardly wait to get back in the saddle again and start shooting. I'm telling you, it's been a long time. I mean, I can shoot with my left hand, but it's not the same.
It's not safe.
It's not the same.
Oh, it's not the same. No, yeah, I can't. I'm terrible left-handed. I'm not ambi.
Actually, I can shoot pretty good. It's just that I got to rearrange everything upstairs to go to my left hand, and it's just concentrate on that. I've tried it. Believe me, I've tried it. Yeah.
I struggle enough right-handed, so.
I really enjoyed the carbine thing that you put together, and your dad was a wise man when he said, do it once, do it right.
Well, the thing that needed to be once and right was that armor's wrench. So
yeah,
I got that solved. There was a sale and I bought one. I didn't go cheap this time. I got the best one I thought I could find. So it's never going to break.
The one I have is the 3-prong. That is it's got the 3D pins on it, and it's the old armorer's tool. It's actually a government tool. And I bought that. I must have bought that 35 years ago. And I've put all kinds of barrels on with it, and it's worked ever since. It works really good.
Yeah, the one that I've been using, and we even welded it so it wouldn't. Yeah, we to strengthen it up from spreading. And most of the wrenches today have 3-prong on one side and the other on the other side. You flip it. Morales is here. Hey, William Gainley and Morales. Tactical Rabbit. Yeah. Oh, I covered that. Anyway, they'll have both sides. And so, well, this is what happened. He got his lower part kit in that afternoon. So we just put the whole thing together, right? And we thought, oh, it's going to be an hour, everything together, oiling and cleaning everything, right?
Yeah.
And then the pin for the gas piston was not. Those are made permanent. And when I put that in, I didn't realize how tough that's going to be getting out.
Yeah.
I did find out from a friend who had the same kit. They tried getting one out and they had to drill it out. And I was like, oh, you just don't know how to press stuff out. Well, I'll tell you what. Anyway, what was I getting at? Oh, the wrench. So the wrench is just butter soft metal. It's those cheapo wrenches. Don't buy them, people. You can get away a few years with it, but then it started spreading. So we fixed that and tack welded it around. And those three prongs on the other side, we tack welded around the base of those too. So there's got a base. They're stronger,
Right.
and that's what kept us alive. And all I'm thinking is just get me to torque specs. Because if that thing broke, then we're out a couple days or a week.
Right.
It's not like
Right.
I have a store right next to me that has wrenches.
Right. Yeah.
But it worked out. Once we got that done, it was all smiles and
Well, getting the nut timed and getting the right torque on it, and then you gotta bump it up. You gotta bump it up. You gotta take it up the torque, then back it off, and then take it up the torque, and you gotta get that barrel nut timed just right for the gas tube.
Yep, we did the seasoning the threads, and of course there was grease on the threads, and it was just a matter of that wrench. And we were just praying to it, please, don't go, and it lasted. And I told my son, I'm going to shoot this wrench.
Long and I'll give you a good burial.
No, I told him I'm going to shoot the wrench, but after it survived and made it, I was like, oh, I don't want to shoot it now because it got through one more time.
Yeah.
So I ordered Midwest Industries. I think that's probably at least how I like it. You don't have to, it's got an opening on both sides. You don't have to slip it down the barrel, and it's built like a tank. So I paid the bucks, whatever. I figured, I got a few more I got to mess with, and that's probably the most valuable tool around here. Now, I could have my son make one. At least the prongs, drill holes, put pegs in it, heat treat it, weld it back. But there's another day, he was already making jigs to punch that stupid pin out. So
yeah.
Luckily, the piston kit came with an extra pin, so I can put it.
If you got the tools and the time, if you got the tools and the time and the material, you can make it yourself and probably make one better that you can even buy. You can make it the way you want it.
Yeah, but I figured this one's got everything on it. It does everything, and it's tough. And it's all 5-star, all the way across the board rating. So we'll see. All right, what's going on? Am I missing stuff? Father's on that second water. What?
Huh.
Were the feathers
numbered?
Oh, on the second water bottle. Okay. He's talking about the label shredding. Yeah. I got milk jugs now. I got to do another test and a duck launch. Let's see. I'm done with multi-tools, individual for each job. Well, the Armor's wrench does everything, and this one's tough. So, yeah.
Did you ever do a test on water jugs by turning the whole, like wad cutter upside down, the hollow base wad cutter upside down, and then firing it into a jug? Did you try that?
I didn't have any hollow base. Well, I just do the Ojos crosses, and you've seen that.
Oh yeah.
And they work.
Mhm.
I didn't have any hollow base bullets to try the old school method. I have an AR wrench. It doesn't work on is AR-10. Well, here's the other thing. A lot of people have their own barrel nuts now.
Mhm.
But the good news is they give you a little wrench just for that, and it's got a torque fitting on there. And the shorter ones are better for proper torque because when you're out there a ways, it throws off what your torque really is, but it doesn't really matter. Get it past 35 and start timing that. And I like around 45 pounds. That way it's not too loose and too tight. Never going up to 80, ever.
Yeah, that's a lot on aluminum.
Yeah, that's the max, and I would never go to 80.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Fuzz Fork is here. Hey, Fuzzy.
Hey, Fuzz.
But ARs are fun. They're Legos for men. You can
Yeah.
do anything you want, any caliber you want.
I just bought one of those great Gracie triggers from White Oak Armory, and I put it in my AR. And actually a friend of mine was changing his trigger out, and he didn't want the trigger that was in his gun, and it was an Armalite trigger, a match trigger, Armalite trigger, and I shot that for years and never had any problems with it. It'd pick up 4 pounds, 4.5 pounds off the bench, and so it never gave me any problems. But it started getting real light on me and started doubling, and so I went ahead and ordered another trigger from White Oak, and I got one of those Gracie triggers. And I'm really happy with that Gracie trigger. I thought it was, I got used to my other one, I guess. It's one of them things. It's almost like if you were to change out the trigger in one of your guns, you'd say, this isn't the way I remember it, or this isn't what I was used to, and that's, I guess that's the whole thing right there. You just kind of got to break yourself back in, and get used to the way this is the way the trigger is on the gun. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm glad I found that Rock River though, because it's black and it works good and it matches that retro. So, and my son said, "Yeah, let's do that," because I had stock triggers, I had other stuff, but
I can't wait until you go out in there and make a film at firing. You're out there shooting it. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I forgot I need to put the rings in the bolt. Because the piston, you take the rings out, the gas rings out when you put the piston. It's just a kit. It goes on the AR. Basically, you just need the right size rod to push the bolt back. It's their bolt, and then you just take your bolt head and put it in there. But you got to take the rings off, so it's just floating in there. It worked perfectly. Eagle Eye Shooting's here. Hey, Kenny. Retro assault, yeah. It's like the bug gun. I got to get one of those fly guns, but they want too much money for a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
I would like to get one of those assault fly killers. Yeah. In the summertime, that'd be fun, actually.
I'll tell you what, it'd be really handy on Yellow Jackets to get in the house. Mr. Yellow Jacket, he's like flying around, gets on the roof, gets on your ceiling, just out.
Yeah. The toughest are those little pesky flies you can't get. Even when they're on the window, you miss it with the fly swatter every time. They're too fast. They're Bruce Lee flies. All right?
Bruce Lee fly.
Yeah, they're too fast. That's what I need the bug assault for.
They're kung fu trained. They can walk on rice paper without ripping it.
Andy, how do you kill flies in the house?
With 22.
I thought you were going to say, poof.
No, I only have one area of the house that kind of gets flies, so I have a little strip that fly paper, in a roll.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just in a corner, a small piece of it, and only this is the time of year where I get a lot of flies. Just going in and out of the house, working, have the garage door open, going in and out of the garage from to the house, and the flies come in. I had a bee walking around on the floor in my kitchen today. Walking on the floor, just walking around.
Yellow jackets, I hate those bastards.
No, not just a regular bee.
Yeah.
Yellow jackets, I haven't had any really. I only get them when my hostas are blooming. Then they come to the flowers. Other than that, I don't normally see them.
Yeah, $20 I would pay for that toy. It was a good idea. I understand it's his invention and he wants 35 or 40 shipped or whatever. I get it. But still, it's $20 item. Fly swatter's what, $4, $1 at the dollar store, whatever. You just got to work at it. Unless you can,
You got to buy 2 fly swatters and spread them put one on top of the other and spread them like a Y, so the flap gets bigger.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get the little flies.
Oh, we did try the Harbor Freight tennis racket electrical one. With the battery, that thing works. It zaps them. But then you got a big area to swat with, but against a window or something, you can't do nothing. I forgot about that thing. I could turn it into a prank joke on somebody. They sit in their car seat. What the hell?
Yeah, you're kind of a gotcha guy. You're the guy that I keep an eye on at work. You open up your packer, you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, no one was safe at work, that's for sure. Especially if you go out of town.
Oh, man.
And you're all rooming together.
It would get so bad. It would go so bad in our shop that we would actually have a sit-down talk with the general foreman about pranks in people's lockers and stuff like that. It was like, we can't keep doing this because it's ratcheting up in levels. It's no longer innocent anymore, and somebody's going to get hurt. Yeah, it was getting that bad. Oh, yeah.
So Andy, did you go shooting Monday?
No, Sunday, not Monday.
Oh.
No. We had not so nice weather here, and then tomorrow it's supposed to be windy as hell. So the hurricane that's passing by is raising surf havoc and a lot of 30, 40 mile an hour winds. So not going to be a weekend again. But I've been loading and loading and loading, and I just realized now I have enough bullets loaded for next year.
Man, I haven't done any. My supplies are running out.
I didn't shoot as much as I thought I was going to shoot this year, so I'm already overloaded for the year. And then now that the pistol's back, I just sat down and started going stupid crazy with the 38 and the 357. And, and then, like I said, I'm not sure if I mentioned it last time, I have like 3 tomato sauce plastic bottles. They hold about 700 bullets each in a 147 grain semi-wad, 148 grain, 158 grain semi-wad cutter in lead. Not slick-sided, tumble groove. And I have all these been loaded in lead. I never shot them. So now I worked up the loads for that. And I got all the zinc bullets loaded up for testing. I'm just trying to see what powder I'm going to settle on for the zinc. But I'm hoping to use that Winchester WSH. It works good so far. I narrowed it down to a range. on the zinc version, the Lyman mold, 158 grain, semi-wide cutter, and I narrowed it down on 4 powders to just, I went from let's say 3 grains, 3.5 grains, 4 grains. So now I said, okay, between 3 and 3.5 is good. So now I made the ladders in between 1 grain at a time and find the best spot. That's all. So I shoot them up. And I've just been doing a lot of prepping. All the brass that I already shot this year is all prepped and back in the cans, ready to reload. And,
Wow, you're doing way better than me.
well, you know what? I get home from work and I'm brain dead as far as, stressed from work.
Mm-hmm.
And I only go downstairs for an hour, tops 2 hours, and mess around, and I kind of just relaxes me out. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been relying on my file cabinets, and I'm starting to run out of loads I loaded a long time ago. Factory ammo, everything. I go looking for like 147 grain subsonic 9 out, so I'd have to load it right there on the spot, I feel. So I need to, this winter, whatever, I'll just start filling up the file cabinets again. Andre D'Angelo, hey, what's up? How's it going, Andre? Yep, I need to get back to it. It's not like I'm out of primers or anything. I do have a ton of dirty brass, though, and I thought I'd get it done by summer because it dries in the sun, the brass. Now it's getting cooler out. It's in the 70s. I got to get on that. Otherwise, I got to put them on top of the furnace to dry them out.
We just we've been on, and today was the high for today was 70. So temperature drop. This week it's going to be much cooler than it has been. So it's now I'm ready to go out and shoot. So just now the weather's got to agree with me now. So
chessboard, if you want an update, tomorrow's 80. Wow. And then 78, 78, 75, 69, 64, 62. At night, it's in the low 40s, which is perfect.
You got cold already, huh?
That's at night. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, I can't stand sleeping when it's hot. So
prepping all my brass and getting things ready, check and stuff, and saying, I'm doing really good on primers. I start rearranging the containers underneath the bench of the prep brass and stuff, and I find out I've got about 8,038 primed. I didn't even realize I had them.
Wow.
And they're primed from a while back, so.
Oh, that's good. You're all ready to go. That's great.
And then same thing with 9mm. There's about 1,800 of them already primed. So it's like I'm not even touching my primer stash right now, other than for even that I'm not going to touch it anymore because I got more 300 blackout and 223 loaded than I need for the season. So I'm going to do much loading in that this year. Just prepping, like I said, prepping the brass that I already shot. That's all ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I wind up doing. I'll take all the brass I shot this year. I'll prep it, fully sized, chamfered, everything done to it, nice and clean. And then I'll sit down and I prime them, throw them in a bed, and throw them in a plastic box and with a desiccant inside of it, and forget about them. When it comes time to load, they're ready to go.
Andy, what I use for storing my bullets in when I make bulk bullets, I use those peanut containers, the ones that, the big plastic one that you get at Walmart.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I bought these Sterilite containers, Sterilite, however it's pronounced, a while ago. They're probably, I think they're 6x6 by 5, and they hold about 800 9mm.
Oh wow!
Okay, and I got them cheap. They're $2 a piece. So I bought 2 cases of them. So I got most of my bulk stuff stored that way. But I also now have 100 round, 50 round boxes. Yeah, got a bunch of 50 round boxes to stand the bullets up in. During a blackout for 223 and for 3006. So most of that stuff is my plinking loads. That is stored that way. My 223 full loads are stored bulk in those type of boxes, and they stack nice and easy. So and they're labeled by date, and always comes first. But
I'll tell you one thing, probably the most versatile round out there to reload for, and for the hand loader and a handgun, has got to be 38 special.
38 and 357 either way.
You can't beat it as far as the wide range of bullets you can make for it and loads that you can do for it. I really enjoy going out and shooting some 38 special wad cutter. It's fun. And
I don't think I'll ever buy regular wad cutters again. I mean,
Yeah.
I still have a lot in the shelf, even some of the berries plated ones. I got a bunch of, but the zinc semi-wad cutter, 94 grains or something, it comes out at. You put 2.8 grains of bullseye in there, and the thing's coming out at 1,000 feet per second.
wow.
Yeah. It's just and it's accurate. That's and I'm doing again. I'm not even using bullseye. I'm using Winchester WSH, and it's like I've got a bunch of that loaded in 357 at max capacity, and it says I'm supposed to be somewhere around 1,800 feet per second, according to quick loads.
That'd be an interesting load out of zinc. Is the full wad cutter made out of zinc instead of the 100. 100.
Well, yeah, I don't have a steel mold in a 148 grain wad cutter. Okay, and those would come out at 90 grains.
Yeah.
Okay, so the semi wad cutter, I think is wind up actually going to be more accurate. I think it's going to be a little more stable. But that's what I've been playing with the 38 and 357 now in the zinc, and the loads I have no problem with the loads with a good group, So I mean,
Well, you got to figure with that lighter bullet, and especially with 2.8 grains of bullseye, you're moving along at 1,000 feet per second.
Yeah,
and you're getting more speed. You're having a lighter bullet, and you have less recoil.
and it's a flatter trajectory.
Yeah. And I think if you have any accuracy problem, that could probably be fixed with just sizing.
I don't think I don't think I have an accuracy. I started sizing them. I was sizing at 358, and I said, but a jacketed bullet's 357. So I bought sizes to go to the same size as jacketed, and I shot them and they shot great.
I sized mine to 359.
That's lead. That's lead.
Yeah, zinc is hard. It's gonna be
The zinc is
360. Yeah, I've shot 360 before, and it shoots accurately.
well, my chamber that I come in is 3571. All 6 chambers on my Dan Wesson are the same.
Man, I'll tell you what, I've got it under my skin, and I can't get it out of my mind. I went to the local gun shop there in Bremerton, and the guy, went in the back, and he came back out, and he opens up the box, has an original box and everything, and he hands me a 1950 44 Special Smith Target, and I'm holding it in my hands, and it's the old 5-screen, and it's been shot. It's not a new gun. I mean, it's been shot. Somebody who had it before when you shot it, but the cylinder was nice and tight. It timed perfectly. There wasn't anything wrong with it. And man, I'll tell you what, I was that close to giving him full price on it. He wanted 15 for it.
oof. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem with Smiths these days. The old ones.
Jeez, it's an old fight.
We kept going there. Yeah.
Go price the Dan Wesson 15 VH2, which is a 2-inch to 6-inch pistol kit, 2.46-inch
I know.
barrels. Okay, with the heavy barrel and the vented rear. Go price one of those in fair conditions, $2,800.
That's crazy.
Oh my gosh, they were $320. There's
I know.
Let's not start that, Jim.
I bought
Let's
mine
not
for
start that. Let's not go down
Those
that road. I mean, let's not what it used to cost.
There
Oh
was
my
two.
God,
There was two. There
God,
was
I
two
can
I
tell
almost bought. There was 2 briefcase kits I almost bought at the gun show, and one I let it go because it didn't have the belt buckle. How
The first-
stupid is that?
Oh, well, for value, if you were going to resell it, the belt buckle's important.
I'll tell you what, the first
Yes.
2 M1 Grands I bought from the DCM, and they were $79 a piece.
Yeah,
M1 Grands, I got them for $79 a piece.
it's just crazy now. But that's
Winchester, the
because
other one was an IHC, International Harvester.
it's crazy now because new stuff isn't as good. So
No, it's not.
And it's like I said, I had the 8-inch barrel I bought with the kit, made it $475, and then I bought a 10-inch barrel a couple of years later, and I sold the 10-inch barrel for like with a cheapo scope mounted to it
Mhm.
for almost $1,000. Just the
Yeah.
barrel.
I forgot to say hello to one guy. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
So
How we doing out there in
I
chat?
looked at, and then I was looking at prices the other day, checking things out, and because at a point in time, like 79 or 80, I bought a matched pair, one serial number apart, Automag, 44 Automags. One fired, one unfired.
Yeah.
All right. And I paid $6,000 for it back then.
Holy mackerel.
Well,
Both, right?
okay, but it's matching one number apart serial numbers together in one box. That's a presentation box. One fired, one unfired. And I was loading and shooting that for a while. And I said, you know what? It's a cool thing to have, but I really don't really need it. So I was trying to sell the one. And everybody said, but I know you have 2. You know, I said, yeah, but one's fired. The one's unfired is worth the money. And the guy says, well, I'll give you like $10,000 for the 2.
Oh,
So
wow.
it was only about 4 or 5 years after I owned them. And I said, good, bye.
Hell yeah.
And now go price it.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Fired in fair condition, it's like $6-7 for one.
It's crazy. Wow. Yeah, there's a lot I should have kept, but I like to, play with something, trade it off, get something else, trade it off.
Well, I'm a little guy. That 44 automatic was a little bit too much.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's definitely not a one-handed gun.
Oh, I love 44. There's something about it. 44.
Yeah, but a 44 Magnum and a 44 Automag are 2 different animals, totally different.
Well, yeah.
But yeah, what got me going? Somebody I subscribed to had a friend lent them one to try out, and he was hating it. He said, "This thing hurts."
Well, you take 308 brass and then cut it down, and then you go ahead and ream it, and then you make your auto brass out of that.
Yeah.
Unless you go out and buy it, but if you go out and buy that auto, 44 Automag brass, it's expensive. I mean, it's crazy expensive.
But he was talking about how Clint Eastwood made it famous. So now you're a few years late. Charles Bronson used it first. Death Wish.
Yeah, and also Dirty Harry used one.
Yeah, but he used it later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the ones that were made in West Covina, West Covina, those actually were worth more than the ones when they moved to Irwindale, I think.
I don't even know where
Changed a lot of the gunsmiths around.
Well, I thought one of those movies had a Wildy. They used a Wildy.
Yeah,
Wildy
that's what I was thinking. The Charles Bronson one was 455 Wildy, because he turned around and they were at Charles Bronson and his buddy were at the post office. He was mailing a letter. He says, I'm going to get some help, and he says, I'm going to send for my friend Willie, Wildy, and the guy says, is he fast? He says, oh yeah, he's fast. Yeah, he's plenty fast. Oh yeah.
Here's the thing, though. I had a buddy that liked, he had money and everything, and he's like, I can't get this thing to work, and he had the Wildy. And he's like, the only ammo he could get was from the same manufacturer, as the gun. And so he just piled us up with a bunch of boxes of ammo. And he said, play with the gas and see if it works, because he couldn't get it to work. And that thing would not work. We tried everything. It was fun. Hey, Lakeview. But yeah, I like that. I like that. Now, another one, and people did this to us a lot. Another one, a friend of mine, his brother said, I think it was a Kimber. He said, it's not reliable. It doesn't run. And so he gave us a bunch of ammo. We took his Kimber out and shot it, and not one of us had a single jam with it. So we're like, I don't know what your problem is, but that will did not work. Yeah.
Limp wrist.
Yeah. Had to be something. He was a complainer and whiner anyway, but we had like 4 of us shooting up all his ammo and nothing jammed.
A friend of mine had one of those Grizzly 45 Winchester mags. And I remember the first time he let me shoot it, and I was like, wow. Because that was a 1911, platform, and 45 Winchester Magnum. It was quite a kapow. I mean, when I shot it, the brass hit the top of the roof of the shooting shack, and then bing, 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 bing. I was like, holy crap. It was ejecting. Oh, you bet. Yeah. That was one powerful handgun. I was like, man, I think a little bit too much here.
Kind of lost you there. Don't know where you're going with there. Rabbit, were you the one that it didn't fit on your 308 or something? I got lost. I miss one of my bosses. He would get a new toy and he'd go here and he'd give you this gigantic boxes of ammo and he'd just go, because we all belong to Machias. You know where that is, right?
Yeah.
And so he would go here, have fun. And, all kinds. Oh, man, it was so much fun. And he had a 357 SIG that was a SIG. What was their competition with the compensator on it and everything? We just blasted the crap out of that stuff. It was so much fun.
I was really embarrassed. I'm going to tell you something. You caught me with my pants down because I couldn't remember where that photo was taken that one time. And I thought it was out of Paulsville. I could have swore it was at Paul Bunyan. I could have swore it was at Paul Bunyan. And you were like, Dave, that's Machias. I said, it is.
It looked like Machias on the side.
Like, you know what? I think you're right. I said the old brain's starting to slip a little bit here. But I've shot a lot of matches. I couldn't remember where that place was. I thought it was Paul Bunyan, but no, I'm pretty sure it was Machias now. Yeah. That was a cool range. It's too bad they found. They had a big Silhouette following out there.
Yeah.
Silhouette. If you never shot anything, in a way of a match, go out and fire, some Silhouette. Either do handgun or rifle. It's a lot of fun. It is, and you know what? They really do it up. I mean, big barbecue. Lots of really cool prizes, and everything like that. I mean, they really, Silhouette is a whole different ball game. Yeah.
Yeah, they did a lot of that. M1 shoots at the 500, where the targets were way back and they raised them up and you had to go over the regular range, shoot over it.
Yeah. That's the same way it was at Paul Bunyan. You have to move back from the 200-yard line.
And the
They have-
targets go up like this, and then
Yep.
they mark it, and then put it back up to show you. Yeah.
What they do is they show you your target, so that you can kind of know which target you're going to be on. And then what they do is they give you your 3-minute prep periods to go through that. And then when the targets go half mast, that means that they're set, they're ready to go. And so you get up and you got your rifle, okay, and you watch that target because they're going to call out the line, already on the right, already on the left, already on the firing line. And then as soon as your target starts to jiggle a little bit, starts to come up the thing, you jump down. And in the prone position, you're at 300 yards, prone position. That's when you do your rapid fire. And when that target comes up, man, it's boom, boom, change your magazine out, boom, 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 boom. And you're done. And then they take the targets down. So if you have a hang up or a problem or something like that, you better get on the stick, and I've seen guys actually, follow the target down as it's being pulled down. Sometimes down there in the butts, the guy down there, he realizes you only got 8 shots off. So he kind of takes his time about pulling it down for you, so you can get those last 2 shots in there. Yeah. You're probably going to get a 6 or a 5 or, whatever, you're not going to, but at least you got the last 2 shots off. So.
Yeah, well, that range was nice because during the week, on the weekends they had competitions, but during the week nobody was there. And then they went to instead of a key, they gave us all a remote control. So we just hit the remote control, the gate opens, and nobody was there, and they kept it up really nice. It was great.
Yeah, it was always kept really clean out there.
Yeah,
there was the lawn was mowed, everything. They had a guy mowing the lawn, taking care of all the groundskeeping and everything. Everything was cleaned up, all the trash. I remember the trash cans. They were all dumped all the time. There was no junk laying around or anything like that. Everything was, where it was supposed to be out there.
And I thought 100 a year was fair. If you use it twice every 2 weeks, it's still worth it,
You know what? Paul Bunyan is only like $45 to join. And they got a 600-yard range. Out here at Paulsbo, they want 130 a year.
Yeah. Well, Machias.
That's poor man's, poor Louis shooting farm out there. They don't have any real competitions or anything like that. So it's, Paulsbo Island community, out here in Kitsap County. Yeah, it is. They're trying to beat Bainbridge Island or some shit. Stupid.
Well, yeah, the thing with Machias is you had a waiting list and they only had so many members, so it was never busy. It was always you're by yourself until the weekends. That's what sucked, if you didn't have any days off during the week. But the weekends would be competitions. But they shut her down just like everywhere else because they build houses around it, and then the people at the new houses complained.
Yeah, well, didn't you know you were building a house next to a shooting range?
Oh, how about when you did that?
Find. I mean, that just gets me. Well, you build your house next to a shooting range, and you complain the shooting range is there. Well, the shooting was there before you were.
The drag racing tracks, we got the same problem.
Yeah, drag racing noise. Yeah.
Hey,
Idaho Rogers, how you doing?
English Town's been there for 60 years, and boom, all was 8 years ago, whatever exactly it was. It built up so high out around there, and all the houses were expensive, and those people got their way.
Yeah.
Here's another thing too, because of where I live, the location where I live, I must hear at least 3 to 5 military helicopters fly over the top of my house at like 500 feet. And just, right over across to my house, and it's because with those helicopter guys, they look for landmarks, and so they look for like housing outfit. Hey, if you see that, then you're on the right track, and that's what they do. That's how they navigate. They just look out the window. That's it. And when they see our neighborhood, they just fly right over the top of it, because that goes out to where they're going. They're probably flying up to Wicked Island or something.
East of me, we had, I don't know, maybe it's 18 miles away. We had Grumman was out there on Long Island, and they had two big monster runways. And F-14s and stuff did touch and goes all day long and whatnot out there. And the people never really complained because Grumman was, everybody worked there.
Mm-hmm.
So when Grumman pulled out and gave the land for free to the county, to the town, I should say, the town of Riverhead, and in the paperwork that they gave to the town, they suggested it would make a great drag strip facility.
Right.
Okay. And they would let, and the town, because the Grumman was gone so long, immediately when we started up with the drag race and stuff out there, the people got in an uproar. We don't want the noise. Meanwhile, you had F-14s flying 7 days a week. The drag racing is not 7 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
So for years and years and years, on and off, who's going to buy, who's going to do what. About 3 years ago, we got a new leader in that town of Riverhead, a woman, and she was open to letting us use the runways for drag strip. So, and it's costing us a lot of money because we have to set up barriers and we have to have ambulances there and a fire department there. You got to pay for that, okay?
Yeah.
So it's. I have not been able to go because every time they announce a date, the tickets are gone before you can get to them. So it's been going on for 3 years. They got 2 more weekends left, and then it's done for the summer. And they just announced, I don't know what company it is, but somebody's setting up a freight hub out there now.
Mm.
And they're going to have monster jets flying in and out with cargo planes.
All right, who just sent me a text with Machias still open?
Huh?
Machias is still open?
Well, someone just sent me a text, and that's Machias for sure.
Yeah.
I don't, the number doesn't put a name behind it, so someone has a different phone number or something. Anyway, they said this one is still open. I heard they closed, but I moved. They might
have reopened the range.
All right. Who just texted me? The number did not come up by name.
The last I got was that the Machias guys came over here to Paulsbo to have a silhouette shoot, and they told us that it's shut down, that they had no place to shoot. Yeah.
We have Tactical Rabbit trying to get on here. I don't see you yet. Check your microphone and stuff before I click on you. I just see a box with your name on there. So, yeah, give it a shot. Get your camera up right, and I can look at you first. There we go. There we go. Let me know when you're ready, Tactical. Just put a thumbs up, and I'll hit on you. You ready to go? Just put a thumbs up. Wait, hang in there, Tactical. Oh, that was lead mining. Okay. Why did your number? You must change your number, lead mining. Are you sure it's still open? All right, that was lead mining. He's up near Everett. All right, here. All right, Tactical, you're on. You wanna go? You were in the, there you go. You were in the. No, he's just adjusting his camera or something. There you go. All right, say something. All right.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh, okay. We got sound and we have no echo. That is a good start. Way better than that started.
Yeah, I know that you're talking 10 years ago. Yeah, that hangar is no longer a warehouse. The whole place is empty. There's nothing out there. and they're going to be putting in some sort of shipping hub and have all kinds of big cargo ships flying in and out of there. So now they're going to get the noise of the airplane that they all day, all night long, instead of drag racing 2 days on the weekend. And what else are they doing? And the traffic, of course, for all the trucks coming in and out of there trying to pick up and deliver, get material out. So it's going to be interesting.
Okay, lead mining got a wrench there. Is that a Magpul wrench? I only saw it for a second. You're good. Can you hear us? Yeah, is that a Magpul wrench? Let me see the front. No. All right, who makes that one? Oh, JE Machine Tech. Okay. That looks like a good one. Doesn't look like it's going to bend on you.
Okay, this is a muzzle device for a 308.
Yeah. Oh, you're
And
saying the
flats are
muzzle.
too thick.
No. Look at the side of the
And-
wrench.
For AR-10.
No, that's for the barrels. Look at the side of the wrench for notches.
You got a free lug here.
Okay. Yeah, you don't have an open.
A screw here,
Yeah.
then you got
Yeah, those
1,
are
2,
for the
3, 4,
barrel.
5.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. The problem is that wrench doesn't have an opening. It only slips on over the notches in the middle of the wrench. Look at the middle. Other wrenches will have an open notch so you can do your muzzle devices. See what I mean?
This thing here,
Mm-hmm.
well, this part here just about goes over the top of it.
Oh, it has a notch
It's
there? Okay.
It has a notch here.
Okay. It just doesn't fit. Okay, that's a blast diverter. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a blast diverter. But that's as far in as
Yes.
they go in that notch.
Okay, well, what about just grabbing a wrench in the garage and using that instead?
Yeah, I would have to use a regular wrench.
But
the
I
thing
can
is,
see
with
why you.
this, It's
Yeah.
and not
I
enough
can-
taken out in this direction either.
Yeah, I can see why you're pissed because it doesn't fit everything. That's what you were talking about. Okay, I thought you were talking about a barrel nut, and I'm
Right.
like, what? That bearded guy is here. Hey,
It don't fit the barrel either. It doesn't
Yeah,
fit the
but
barrel
you-
nut either.
you have a
The-
wrench, though, don't you?
Well, I haven't gotten a barrel or barrel nut yet, but everything here is the same size as the end of the upper receiver part.
Yep.
So there's the upper receiver just a little bit larger than what this is. So I'm still waiting to see what the barrel nuts are going to be like. Plus, I have an AR-15 mag if anybody wants it.
Well, okay. First, your
Plus,
barrel
the
nuts.
gas
Your barrel
pistol
nuts.
grip handle. It's still gelatinized.
Uh-huh. Okay, your barrel nut's going to fit because the 308 is the same as the AR-15, and the wrenches are for both. It's just your muzzle brake or your blast diverter, whoever made it.
I'm going back into the regular chat, so I can hear you.
Oh, okay. What magazine was that you were talking about?
It's an AR-15 magazine. It's made by MFT Mission First Tactical.
Oh, Mission
Auto
First.
Mod 2.
Okay.
Mission
All
First
right.
Tactical. Yeah, 30 rounds. Standard capacity polymag.
Yeah, I stick
Don't put
to.
an AR-10 either.
No, that one's not going to. AR-10's different.
I'm getting out of the live chat. I can barely hear you, Uncle Jim.
Okay.
I'm going back to the regular chat.
All right. Thanks for coming on, though, and explaining what happened. All right. Okay, so the bearded guy, take care. Thanks for popping in.
Bye.
All right, we'll see you on the side, Tactical. Thanks for coming on.
You bet, bud.
Yeah, what are your guys' favorite AR mags? I like Magpul, and I just said it a minute ago. Damn it. Anyway.
I got a bunch of old Colt metal ones, some 30 rounds and some 20 rounds. I actually like the 20 rounders. They never jam. They just go like hell. The 20 rounders, man.
The straight 20 rounders we had in our retros, they work.
Yep.
They work.
They work every time. They work, and they just work.
Yeah.
You're limited on your capacity by 10 shots, but I mean, reliability's there. I mean, you know, that's all I use.
Yeah. I got a lot of aluminum mags that work. It's just that once you put a dent in them, that follower's not going to move anymore.
That's it. And you know,
will bounce back. And the other one that I like is I just got brain dead. I'll have to go grab one.
You know, and the military, you know, they shelf life their magazines because of the spring strength and blah blah blah, whatever. And so they just you know they dermo them. You know, I mean, they get rid of them and then they just get new. So all the ones I've seen the Marines have now are the plastic PMag type.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, and I'm pretty sure that the armorers just throw them away. You know, they're just a regular part number. You can get them through the supply system. You know.
Well, I remember when the guys, I think it was Iraq One, something like that. All the military guys were like, "We're never going to be able to use plastic mags. We're not using no plastic mags." And now you look, and all the contractors, everyone's got plastic mags now.
You know who started that? I think it was Israel with Orlite. They started
I have some
mags, and it came with instructions that if you needed to start a fire, you could actually set it on fire and actually, you know, and build a fire around it if you needed to for any reason. But yeah, they said you could burn those mags and yeah. Well, I'll tell you one thing.
Yeah, I just stick with plastic.
Guys, don't get started on this stuff. This is bad juju. This is like picking up cigarettes. Makes excellent tuna fish sandwiches and egg salad sandwiches and stuff, but using it as, you know, your regular mayonnaise for your sandwiches and stuff, it's a little too rich for that. But now what I'm discovering Duke's is really good for making, you know, salads, you know, like egg salad or chicken salad or whatever, you know, sandwiches. It works really good. It's good. Thick and rich. It's good. Just got to learn how to balance it.
Idaho, I hope you have like a second gen. I think those were the ones where the bullets are falling out when they're loaded after they sit for a while. I don't know. I can't keep track. I stick to two brands now, and I can't. The ones failing. Oh my god! I
There's a
can't.
YouTube video on that where the guy he literally cuts open the package, he loads the magazine, and then he dumps it upside down, shakes it, and the rounds start falling out.
Jesse B. Outdoors did that.
Yeah, it's like, don't buy this mag, it's junk.
Well, they sent the new ones. They replaced them.
Yeah.
And he's been every month putting a video up showing him they're still in, the new mags are still holding up and the old mags are not. So,
Yeah, but when you can get Magpols for 10 bucks each, 10 for 100, why bother?
Yeah.
The other ones I use, I actually like better, and I'm going to have to go grab it because they have the steel lips. Gosh darn it. I like those too, especially 300 blackout. Anyway.
That's another thing too, the plastic lips on the PMags, they'll wear out after a while, and then you start having problems with ejection and all kinds of stuff. Or you'll fire, and then you'll have live rounds pop out of your mag.
Full Ed Taco had some loaded for 11 years. Now he's Full Ed Taco.
Mm-hmm.
And he did a video on it, and some guys in the side chat were giving him crap. Oh, that's not a Generation 1 and blah, blah, blah. He totally trounced that guy. You know how comments can be. Anyway, he had loaded up Gen 1 Magpols, not Gen 2, like, the basic one now. 11 years loaded without the keeper on top. Flawless.
Yeah.
And that's the proven ground. And obviously Magpul says they've been doing it since they started, keeping them loaded. But Taco has good video on that. And then he did 3 generations, I think, after that.
How's his channel doing? Do you know? I haven't watched Full Ed Taco for a while. I should.
He hasn't done much lately. He was he's caught up with doing things. And
he's been busy, so he hasn't put out as much. And they were giving him strikes for a while.
Yeah.
But he's really busy right now. But that was a good video he did because I didn't have a 12-year-old magazine loaded, So
he did some great videos.
Yeah.
And, he did that video on the high point where he went and made it all ridiculous and stuff, and just as fun, and I thought that was a pretty good video. That was pretty cool. And another thing too, one thing I like about him too is when he goes out to the range, he's just not out there by himself. He takes his family and all his kids or his aunts and uncles and everybody else, and they all go out there and they shoot. And I think that that's a family orientated thing that they're doing, and I think that supports a lot. But what's good about America? You know what I mean?
Well, here's the thing. His son grew like he just boom. His son is tall now, and his last video was squirrel hunting. He went somewhere local here where the farmers had a squirrel problem, and they annihilated them. They each bagged 60, 80 a day. I don't know what it was. And they were doing 17 HMR. What else were they shooting? So I think that was Taco's last video. But I looked at his son and I'm like, man, he's all grown up and he's a lady killer now. He ditched the glasses. He's a lady killer. Check it out. Check it out. But yeah, they were just. I think he had a high-powered air rifle also, and he's doing these funny flips to the music and stuff. It was hilarious.
Some guys have got it, man. They got that lady killer thing, and I don't know where it comes from.
Yeah.
I had a really good friend of mine. His name was Ross, and we go out partying with him at the bar and stuff. And he just had 12 of these girls just absolutely knocked down gorgeous, man, just circling him going, oh, hi, Ross, and everything. And it was funny because they'd have to come talk to us. It was like partying with a rock star because they'd have to come get through us to get to him. So it was one of those things. It was funny, I used to look at Russ going, oh, what the hell, man? You're single and
Mhm.
all these chicks and just like, wow. It's just some guy's got it, I guess. He looks like Keanu Reeves, believe it or not. So I guess when you look like Keanu Reeves, chicks think you're hot or whatever.
Okay, tactical. Your ranch. You have a blast diverter, and that company could be slightly a different spec than other flash hiders, so that could be it also. I don't know. But just go out in the garage and use a regular wrench if you got one that size. Sometimes they're funky, but if not, parallel jaws all day long. Oh yeah.
What a find. Did you see what Rollis put up there? It says my gun dealer passed away and his wife sold the old house. We had to move 2 20-millimeter cans full of Colt 20 round mags loaded with Winchester ball.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah. That's a score.
I still have a ton of ammo from a lady that called us and wanted ammo out of the house. She divorced her husband.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, "Can you just come get this?" And so me and my buddy one night went over there, and it was in the rafters. And I remember he goes up the ladder, and he looks down at me, and he goes, "Oh, it's just cans of ammo." Yeah. Oh, I had a ton
You're
of.
like, oh my God. Mother load.
Yeah. We had all kinds of. We filled up his truck, and then we're out at like midnight trying to sort it out and split it up evenly between the two of us. It was hilarious in some parking lot. Oh, it was hilarious. And we're looking around. Oh my gosh, we could have got. Had a cop come by and say, "What's going on out here?" Oh, nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was all kinds of goodies in that one. And we're like, "Hey, you want anything?" She's like, "No, I want it out of the house." So it's like, yeah, baby.
Got it. Don't worry about it. We got it. Yep. You got nothing to worry about.
And it was all factory, no reloads. Didn't have to worry about nothing. It's all factory or surplus.
That's the thing that would worry me, working in a gun shop and some lady comes in and says, "Hey, I got all this ammo I want to get rid of. Just you guys can have it." And she brings it in and it's all reloads. Now you're dealing with other somebody else's reloads, and you're like, I don't know about this.
Well, bullet puller.
Yeah, bullet puller. Yep.
I've done a lot of that. I still got more to do.
Yeah, you clean the brass, dump the powder out.
Oh,
Yeah.
my battery was unplugged. Damn it. I'll be right back. Hang on.
Yeah, I never find any deals on stuff. I mean, the only deal I ever really came across was that Winchester WSH powder that I bought in a gun store, brand new sealed cases. And he said, he just wanted to get rid of it. He says, they sent me the wrong stuff. They told me to keep it and sent me the right stuff. And it's like he was trying to get like $5 a pound for the stuff.
Mm.
And, and then the price dropped to like $3 a pound because he wasn't moving it. I said, well, how much do you have? He said, I think I got 48 pounds left. I said, I'll give you $50. He said, take it.
Mm-hmm. You live in New Jersey, don't you?
New York, Long Island.
Okay. Yeah, I can see where the reason why you'd have a problem finding deals on any type of ammunition there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't seem to find, where I am. In other words, like, I don't have anybody coming on YouTube from Long Island that I, you would think I would probably, all the years I'm on YouTube, you think somebody would say, hey, I'm out here,
Yeah.
No, okay. Even on some of the other channels where I make comments, those political channels that tell you what's going on,
Right.
And I'll make it, you should don't come to New York. And I tell them about the bullshit we're going through, and some, That's why I left New York. I said, well, so he's not in New York anymore. So I can't meet anybody in New York.
It's actually affecting every major city. You know that this liberal thinking now is, you know, they're demonizing any gun stores or anybody who's into shooting or shooting ranges.
Well, we're not having really
People
that kind
who
of.
have firearms are radicals. You know,
We really aren't having that big of an issue, other than what the stupid Governor Hochul it doesn't give a shit about the Constitution. The Supreme Court has told her to stop, and so okay, and she makes another law, the same law, but just reads different.
yeah, it just changes the words around. You know, we got the same problem here in Washington State.
Yeah, well, you guys are worse than us.
Yeah,
But now they have the went into effect on the 13th of September. They do a check. They run a check on you before you can buy your ammo.
you know, there's a lot of things that Jim.
And then they're taxing it now, and God.
No.
There's a lot of things that Jim, you know, misses about this area up here. But he has no desire to ever come up to Washington State to live at all. Period. And I don't blame him. I mean, there's a lot of things up here that's really cool, but there's the other
There's
flip
baggage.
side.
There's lots of baggage.
But
Yes, big time and liberal crap.
she just keeps throwing these new things out, and says make it so, and she don't give a damn what the Supreme Court tells her.
Well, you know, the problem is that see once Inslee, you know, steps out of office, what do we got? Furman. He's worse. He's the guy who thinks all this shit up.
Yeah, it would drive me nuts.
Furman? Really?
It would absolutely drive me nuts if I couldn't walk into a store and buy a gun and walk out with it. It would drive me nuts.
But-
Same with private sales.
I grew up on Long Island, okay, and basically up to about 1980 or so, you walked in and walked out. The dealer just filled out a quick piece of paper and it was in his book. He didn't even call it in. Okay. Now they got to call it in, so it takes a half hour and you're out of the door.
Here.
Okay. And then pistol, of course, we have to always have a pistol permit. So, and you know, you can go into the store and you buy your gun. They give you a piece of paper telling, you know, with the serial number and whatnot. Then you have to go back to the police department. They pick up a purchase document and go back to the store and pick up the gun and then bring the gun back to the police department to show it to them. Okay. And then they put it on your permit. It's like, okay, that's how it's always been. So I never really, you know, dealt with it any other way. But now you can't buy a semi-automatic rifle in New York if you don't have a pistol permit.
Yeah.
It goes on your pistol permit now.
Robert Powell is here. Hey, Robert. I didn't know you were from Washington. What area, if you don't mind? You can say northeast, south, or west. You don't have to be specific.
It says Olympia.
Well, no, he's talking about Olympia.
Politicians in Olympia need to be voted out.
Yeah, he's talking about Olympia.
Yeah.
Here's the funny thing. The most
trashiest town, the most trashiest city in Washington State is Olympia. There's garbage everywhere. There's bums. Really? There's you know, homies hanging out down there at the bus stop doing their 40s. I mean, you know, it's you know, you get around where the sites are, it's kind of nice, but I'm going to tell you what, Olympia is. That's a bad area down there. You know.
I don't remember it being that bad, but it's been a long time. Vanessa's back. Hey, Vanessa Kitty.
Well, they came out with that law here where vagrants, you know, that we had a problem with, tent cities being built up around parks and stuff like that. And our state government went ahead and gave them free way to just basically go ahead and set up anywhere they wanted. One of them was like, even on a street, they can just line their old motorhomes up and old RVs and stuff on some street, you know, like out in front of your house, and there's nothing you can do there's nothing you can do about it. And so my thing is that, okay, fine. Every single politician in Olympia needs to put their address down and where they live. And then that way, all those people can go out and park their old broke down RVs and stuff like that out in front of their house and see how they like it. And you watch how long that lasts. You watch how long that would last.
Well,
Yeah.
it's already working in some states with the migrants.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we got that same belonging with the migrants in New York. I don't know if you listen to. They don't
Yeah,
know.
they're having a conniption right now. Yeah.
They're having a connection. Is right.
He did a 360 on that. Before it was like, oh, leave the borders open and everything. Once they came to New York, he's like, no. And he had a conniption just recently in the wherever where all the bureaucrats were, and he's saying this has to stop. And what do you think? Duh. Michael is here. Yeah, so it's hopefully things turn around pretty quick in a year from now. But retro. Oh, thank you, Michael. Yeah, it was fun. It was worth it, and it's different. So yeah,
I want to see the blooper video.
Actually, okay, I wasn't going to do the goofball at the ending, but that goofball was probably another 20 minutes long with me in there, and I cut her down to Chinatown. So I just put the sun in there.
It was cool.
Yeah, it was fun. That was the same night when we finished, so we were all punchy and goofy and just happy.
You was talking about your son, who he looked like. He looks like so and so. You posted. I'm bad with names and characters.
Hank Williams Jr. with the beard.
No, change that around. Look at his face again. And Yellowstone. What's the guy?
Oh yeah, my favorite character.
That's who he looks like. Look at it again.
Yeah, with the black hat. What's his name? Jet or something? What's his name? Rip?
Rip. That's it.
Oh, I love that guy.
That's who he reminded me. You say, what? That looks like Rip to me.
Actually, people that watch Yellowstone, the new series starts tomorrow.
It is?
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, I love Rip. Rip is awesome. He's like, don't mess around with Rip.
Have you seen the other series, 1820, whatever, 1923? Have you watched the other ones?
Yeah, I couldn't get into that one.
Well, yeah. They're giving, what is it, 1883? They're giving it a season 2 because they couldn't just leave it with the girl dying at the end. So they're finally going to do that.
I got sucked in the very beginning of that when they're on the prairie with the covered wagons and an Indian shoots the girl right in the chest.
Yeah.
She's like, F you. And she's got the rifle and she's fighting and trying to save this guy. And I'm like, that's a prairie woman right there.
Yeah.
I want to say something to Chessboard here wrote something. And I'm going to tell you something, Chessboard. If you just follow I-5 as it goes up 5 miles this way and 5 miles that way, every single city that is within that range is an absolute garbage pit. You're right. I mean, all the way through California, all the way through Oregon, and all the way through Washington.
There's bums in Salt Lake City. Any big city, they got bums up
there.
Yeah,
but the Salt Lake City police will just they'll put up with it for a little while, and then they'll just go out there and they'll pick them up.
Yeah, Salt Lake,
drop them up and say keep moving.
Salt Lake is the pie hole of this state as far as they're a big city and they're pulling this crap a little bit up there, and I don't even like going near there.
Yeah. Where I live, and here in Paulsville cops don't put up with that. They see vagrants. They're out there. They're out there for a couple of hours with a little sign, need help, whatever. You only see them for a couple of hours. Then Paulsville cops.
I knew a bunch of Snohomish County sheriffs.
Port Townsend is north. Keep moving. That's it. Yeah.
I knew a bunch of Snohomish County sheriffs, and they're a totally different animal. They're like America. So I don't know what it's like now, but I knew those guys, and they were awesome. They love shooting and everything too. They love guns. They love people with guns.
I know for experience, you don't want to mess around with the Kitsap County Sheriff's Department. I'm telling you that right now. They don't play games. They beat your ass. That's it. You don't cooperate with them, they'll beat your ass. That's it. That's it. You'll wind up in jail. They'll tell you flat out, we're going to put you under arrest. Well, what are you charging me with? I don't know. We're going to make something up. Yeah.
My neighbor's awesome. They issued him a new toy. I can't wait to shoot it. And it's got a switch on it. Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Yeah. He's got an extra now. It's for when he does the school, protecting the schools or whatever. He's got a little beast. I can't wait to shoot that. We'll do a video. It'll be fun. They get all the good toys. Yeah, so anyway, there's just different parts. Even New York has countryside that's awesome, People
Well,
don't.
you go up to what is it? Upstate New York, and it's people
All
are.
you gotta do in New York is going like from Long Island to go upstate. And once you go over the Washington Bridge, you go about 5 miles, and that you don't see any crap anymore.
Well, you go over to Virginia, and you go into some of the old towns around there that were all built off of, strip mining and stuff like that. And the people there, those guys are out there playing checkers out there in front of the country store. It's like Mayberry RFD. That's America, man. And all these stupid laws that go statewide, man, affect all those people. It doesn't have anything to do with them.
It's the cities, people. They always say Middle America is the evil bunch of hillbillies. Everyone just flies over that. It doesn't matter in the United States.
It's out of people's business. Okay. We mind our own business. We live our own lives. We live our private lives. We don't make it everybody's business.
Yeah,
and we're the evil ones. We're the evil ones, huh? I mean, what kind of an excuse is that?
Yeah, they try and demonize Middle America.
Peaceful society.
Yeah.
You know what? If you and me were neighbors and you walked over to the fence one day and said, you know what, I've had it with you. I don't even want to see you. You know what? I'm going to respect that because guess what? You're my neighbor and I'm going to leave you the hell alone. You know what I mean? That's the way we are. That's the way we were taught. That's the way we were brought up, to mind our own business. And hey, if you have some sort of insurrection with somebody and you talked it out and it ain't going to work out, you stay away from them. You don't intimidate them. You don't keep, calling the cops or doing whatever. You cut yourself off from them. Get that out of your life. You don't get along with that person.
Rawless, that's bad. Rawless, come on now. I'd rather hear banjos than bangers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, it's funny. The fake news media is losing it anyway. People are fed up, and they get so pissed that one guy that did a song, the guy with the beard, what's his name? Now he went viral, and he's making a lot of money on his songs. What was it called?
The small town thing or whatever?
Well, no, that was a different country. That was a country group. This is just a guy living out in the country. What was that? He's redheaded with a beard. Anyway, he went totally viral, and the media just absolutely can't stand it.
Oh, that individual. He really wasn't a musician. He just wrote a song.
Well, no, he's a musician. He's playing his metal guitar in the backyard, and he's got a lot of songs. But I guess somebody offered him some money for some. Yeah, there you go. Tin Man's here.
You know what gets me is that the main thing is that profiling is against the law, but that's exactly what the liberals do to the rest of society. They just profile. Like it's like Andy, for instance. If I had to make a gangster movie, okay, I would definitely offer it up to Andy. Hey, I need a guy that looks like something in organized crime. Somebody,
Oh, thanks a lot.
no, really. But you see, the thing is, though, the liberals do the same thing to the conservatives. They were all radicals. We got all these weird ideas and blah blah blah. And we're all sitting on top of tuna fish, clutching our AK-47s, waiting for the last, the fall of society. I mean, it's just it's crazy, and it's profiling.
Well,
Their biggest tool. That's their biggest tool out of the box. When they open up their toolbox, that's the one they bring out. They profile. That's it.
okay, congratulations, Miss Kitty. If that's what makes you happy, that's right. All right.
Yeah, and yeah.
Yep. You got to be happy in this world. If you're not, change something.
Yep.
Change it now. It's
Yep.
not worth it.
Nope. It ain't worth it, man. It's not worth it, man. Not at all. If things don't work out between you and your spouse, and you've been to counseling and you've done everything that you possibly can, and that person is depressed or they're going through all kinds of weird stuff, or if they got addictions or, like gambling or drugs or booze or whatever, it's going to ruin your life. It's ruining you. It's ruining everything, and a little bit of religion here is that, God hates divorce, but what the bottom line is, he allows it.
And Andy, how long have you been married, Andy?
How long have I been married?
Mm-hmm.
I'm
You
not
don't know.
married.
Huh?
I'm not married.
I thought you were married for
Well, I
years.
just met my wife, but I mean, when we were growing up, she was my first wife. 3 years later, we divorced. 17 years later, we got back together, and now we're together 23 years.
Wow. Wow. Did not know that. Sorry to cry.
But
That
there's
is
a whole story in there, but it's a little late to tell it now, so I'll have to remind me for next time.
that is interesting.
We got married, and about 2.5 years in, accident, not on purpose. I was just opening mail, and I opened one of hers. I opened up one of hers because I have the same, charge card or whatever, and it's like, how do you owe $20,000 to a charge card? What the hell have you bought? Show me. Okay, I mean, we're married, so that's my responsibility as well. Okay, so it's like we got divorced over her spending money. And not even spending her own money, spending money she didn't have.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we got divorced over that. And then there's the story of how we got back together, but that's not have to do another night.
Okay, but she quit doing that because you're back together.
She almost quit doing that.
Oh no. Okay, Bigger behind the trigger is here. Hey, Bigger, what's up? And we got Tin Man here on the side. He's scoping a boar. Oh no. How's it going, Tin Man? The boar scopes are just going to drive people crazy.
I see a nick in there, Tin Man.
Let's see. I'm missing a lot of this side here. Okay, so he turned down $8 million for a contract for his music. Wait a minute. Where am I? Chat's going too fast for my mouse now. All right. Do you have a microphone, Tin Man? Can you explain what you're doing there?
I'm just cleaning my barrel.
Oh. It's good to see Bigger behind the trigger again. It's a long time. Hope everything's well, Bigger. That thing's gonna drive you OCD guys nuts. I don't even know.
I'm not OCD about it. I'm just trying to check out what's going on.
You're OCD.
Well, I only use the bore. I have a bore cam. It's not a bore cam per se. It's one of those ear cameras. Look in your ear. They're like $12. You plug them into USB port, and it fits in a 30 cal. So that's how I did my Ruger that time. And it was interesting to look down the barrel and say, "Well, I know it's clean. That's for sure."
Oh, that was the same one. Okay. I don't know. It's fine. You know, you got the cleanest. Your barrels are more clean than any I got right now. Oh, 6-shooter Texan here. Hey, 6-shooter Texan.
I was looking down my barrel to see if there was a problem because of the inaccuracy of the gun.
I don't know, Tin Man. Yours could use a little bit of, just a little bit, kind of by, you know, in front of the chamber there.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing now. Is not going to knock that out though. I got to use hoppies or something on that.
What about a little JB's?
For the front of the chamber where the carbon ring is.
A little JB's, Borshine.
Yeah, just some
Tight.
hoppies will knock that out.
Okay.
Pretty dirty.
See, here's another OCD guy.
Hey, Kurt.
Yeah, I was checking that out, Kenny. I noticed that too. What's up, Dave?
More of the same. You know what? You put in a long day's work, you come home, you got to deal with the kids, the wife, and all that stuff. And sometimes when you're in side chat, I get it, man. You know, you're burned out. And, you know, we're like, hey, come on in. You know, Tin Man, come on in. And you're like, oh, man, just not the night for it. But you know what? Every time you do, we always got all this stuff we talk about. And it's awesome. Fabrication, welding, your new idea, what you got going on or what you're trying to do. I mean, you know, I think it's great, man. You're a great host. You know, you're a great guest to have on, man. You really are. I appreciate it. No, I really appreciate it when you come on. I enjoy your friendship. It's great.
You might want to tilt that. You might want to tilt that camera up just a hair on that airsoft, so the airsoft isn't showing.
It's just a scope.
It's an airsoft.
There you go, right there. Well, and we got the hairy armpits. All right.
Hey, one or the other, man.
Oh, you bastard.
This is why I don't want a bore scope. Okay, when I clean the gun, I'm done. I don't want to go through this
Well,
ever.
so the only reason I busted that out is because I wanted to know if 2 times with my cleaning regimen was enough. Because the last time I used this bore scope on this gun, I ran the paste through the barrel about 5 times. So I don't know, now that I've had that initial cleaning, how many times do I need to do it? And I think twice is enough. That'd be all right. Yep.
I think Andy's thinking a few zinc bullets to clean that out right now.
Yep.
And you know what the funny thing is? I'm still going to shoot like shit. So what does it matter?
That's my theory.
You know what the funny part is, Kurt? You know, sooner or later, man, you just got to rub one out. You know what I mean?
All right.
I will say I had a revolver and all of a sudden it just wouldn't shoot worth a crap. And I'm like, what the hell? And I get in there with the flashlight just above the forcing cone there, and it was leaded to the gills. And wrong size bullets. Yeah.
A bullet that is too small and too hard will do just that.
You know what? I know a guy. I used to shoot with this guy, and he was Filipino, and he had a Sorry Kenny that slipped. All right. I want to apologize right now.
What's
I said Filipino. He gets all sneaky when I say that. But anyway,
hey, they're our allies. What are you talking about? Love
Yeah, I like the
Filipinos.
Filipinos. They make awesome guns.
They're my
Yeah,
favorite. Some of my
Let's
best
bad
friends.
about it. Jeez.
I love Filipinos.
That's the qualifier, you got, whatever. I'm not establishing that. Well, anyway, he had a Ruger Super Blackhawk, and he was casting bullet for it at the time, and the accuracy was terrible on it. I mean, it was just shooting all over the place, like 25 yards. You couldn't even get him in within 5-inch groups. It was terrible. And I kept scratching my head. I was like, "What are you doing different?" And we took the wheel out of it, and I looked down the barrel and did the whole, flashlight piece of paper, and the rifling was just kegged with lead. I mean, it was like a smooth bore. And I was like, oh my God. Yeah. And he eventually got that all cleaned out. He got one of those Lewis lead removers and worked on it a little bit, and he got it all out. But in the end, he ended up making 44 mag loads that were so, it was like, 300 grain bullets that he was loading up to way beyond what he should have been doing. And the barrel started to unscrew on it. Yeah. He shot the living piss out of that gun. Yeah, we'll say that much for the Ruger. It took it. You could never do that to a Smith.
All right, guys, I'm going to bail out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Good night,
Andy.
Andy.
Everybody have a good night.
We'll catch you next week. Love you, Andy. Take care.
Take care.
Night, Andy.
Somewhere around here, I have a whole pile of reading glasses.
I know mine migrate upstairs all the time, and I'm like, son of a bitch.
You ever notice that the ones that you like to wear, you can never find? It's always the crappy ones that are laying around, And then you finally find your good ones, and you're like, oh, thank God, I'm going to watch after these. And then they grow little feet and run off somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, I'll be right back. I'm going to go tell the kiddo good night.
Okay.
All right, buddy.
And then I want to talk about cleaning patches with you guys.
All right. You bet.
Cleaning patches. Interesting. I'm wearing them right now. Once this wears out, it's a cleaning patch.
I'll tell you one thing, the good old cotton T-shirts, I haven't found anything that cleans a bore any better than that,
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen guys take these surgical, swabs and all kinds of stuff. They spend big money on it, to clean their guns. Their guns aren't any cleaner than the ones that I use my old T-shirts on,
And for good scrubbing, the loops that are on the inside of socks, old socks, cut those into patches. I'm lucky because my wife has all the stuff to cut patches easy,
Oh yeah.
Line up, just go by with the cutting wheel.
You made a
And
video.
I can do a bag of patches in like 5 minutes. A huge bag, any size I want. Yeah,
You did a video on it. I remember that. You had the little
I've probably done a couple. Yeah.
the Fiskars roller thing, and man, you had that thing dissected and quartered up.
She's got the mat. She's got the mat with all the measurements and I don't even care about that. It's that looks like a 45, and just start cutting and moving that ruler.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so easy. I can't pay for patches. No. And then if I want a good scrubber, the loops inside of a white pair of socks, that is a good scrubber. They got to be a smaller diameter because if you're using a jag, man, that just cleans so good.
Oops.
James Pullard's here. Oh, okay. 6-shooter Texan wants to lengthen the chamber. Yeah. I know. I like the maximum that I have because I can shoot max 357 and 38s. Bam, and they all shoot good.
Mhm.
Yep, I hear that. James Pollard's in the house. Okay. So,
Have you found any more critters, Jim?
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
More little scorpions running around, shit like that.
Here, no, let me show you this. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, I can find it because this will be in the beginning of the next video, probably. Hang on one second. Attachment. Let me blow it up. Here, let me blow myself up for a minute here. Is this how I do it? No, that's editing my.
Oops. Well,
Ah,
you're back.
okay.
Wow.
Check. Can you guys see this? Watch this.
Mr. Whipsnake.
Oh.
Watch.
Door snake. The door snake.
Hanging from the garage door.
Oh man.
Speaking of critters, no, it's a good snake. It's a good snake.
Oh, it's not
We show him we show my son holding him and stuff, and then we let him go. He's not a rattler. He's a whip snake. But he opened the garage door, and it was on the lip, and he was up. He's up on the garage door.
you know, he's probably like,
Oh, and he was so cool. He wasn't mean. He was totally chill. We're holding him and playing with him. He was totally chill.
yeah.
Yeah, but I think they eat other snakes and whatever. No, he was a good one. I just don't want the cats to attack him or anything.
You know, the only snakes we got around here are those, gardener snakes. But I'll tell you one thing: gardener snakes around here, they get big. They can get like 3 feet long. They're huge.
Yeah.
For a gardener snake.
When my son was little, he used to go across the street because the neighbor lady would say, "Oh, I got these gardens," and he'd go pick them up and put them by the pond. Yeah.
You know, I'm probably gonna wake up after I die, and I'm gonna be tortured over this. When I was a kid, what we used to do, we lived on a farm. Okay, what we did is we went out and we caught gardener snakes, and my dad's our fence for our cattle. Okay, we had barbed wire, and then we had a run electric fence.
Oh,
And we'd stick them on that. We'd stick them on the barbed wire, and they would go down and they would hit that electric fence, and man, they would stick straight up like that. And the old snake, man, he was like this, and after a while, he'd start going back down, and wham, he'd go right back up again. And I'm telling you what, we used to just kind of like bet on whose is going to last the longest. And
that's
I'm gonna wake up after I'm dead, and the next thing I know, I'm gonna get this shock, and I'll be out like this, and this snake is gonna be like, "Hey, you remember me, FF? You bet." Yeah, it's your turn now, pal.
No, that's bad. Gardener snakes are very beneficial. No, that's bad.
You know what we used to do? We used to take them and throw them in the pig pen. We'd throw them in with the pigs, and that pig would just run up behind him and slurp them up like a piece of spaghetti. Crazy, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked the one that was on the garage door. He was cool. He was beautiful too. All right, we're done with the torturing of animals. I don't like that, Taurus. I don't like that at all.
We were kids. You know what kids are. Kids are.
I didn't do that. Maybe
the retarded guy, I mean, come on, man. I feel terrible about that. You know, I mean, we were kids. We didn't have a conscience about what the hell we were doing.
Yeah, no, there's not too many. There's certain animals that are pests, and yeah, then they get it. But anything else that's beneficial, I just leave them alone. They're fine.
Yeah.
We got this huge.
What I have now. I mean, I got a bunch of gray squirrels that come by my house, and I throw peanuts out to them. And I mean, they're all docile. They'll run right up to me. And same thing with little birds and stuff like that. I'll be out on the back porch, smoking my pipe, and they'll just fly right up to me. Hey, what's going on? And then they'll fly off. It's kind of cool when you're taking in nature like that.
James, now you're going to have a rat problem. See, you should have left him alone. The dog he can take it. He won't be messing with it next time. Anyway, we got this big, huge owl, like this side of the house now. Huge.
Yes.
And my wife was afraid to let the cats out. I'm like, no, they're not going to attack the cats.
No.
Even though they're big, no, they're not. They know. And Leon would whip its ass anyway, so he'd just flip over and
I got this
there's a big owl out there.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, in my backyard, I probably got about 4 or 5 of them in the woods out behind my house. And you can hear them out there, hooting and hollering and doing their thing at night.
Yeah.
And, I kind of like owls because owls will control the varmint problem because that's what they're
The mice and the rats. Anything that eats mice and rats, I'm happy with. Yeah.
The only bird that I really have it in for is Stellar Jays. I really hate them things because they beat up on all the smaller birds. They're very aggressive and they go after them. I hate Stellar Jays. They're pretty. They're really a nice looking bird and everything. They're very pretty, but they're assholes. They'll absolutely destroy your bird feeder.
Well, it's all a territorial thing.
Repentance. Yeah.
I still can't believe that the crows attack the hawks and the eagles. I can't believe that. They get their butt kicked.
The seagulls do the same thing down at work. We'll have a bald eagle come in, and he'll be like, scanning the place out. And those seagulls, they'll all group up, man. It's almost like this international language that they've got, and they just and they all fly up and they all gather around the eagle and they chase him off.
Yep. Okay, so
that's another thing too. We got a whole bunch of eagles around here. We must have, I mean, right out behind my house right here, we must have like 3 of them that are nested less than 500 yards from my house, up in a tree, and they go up there and they cackle around. You can see them up there flying around and stuff. So we got a lot of eagles. I'll tell you that right now. Their population is really expanding.
Yanking sound.
What you don't see around here very often, when you do see one, it's really spectacular, is a hawk. You see a red-tailed hawk out here. They're cool. I think hawks are cool.
We got tons of hawks here.
Yeah, I seen one time. I pulled up to a stop sign, and there was one that was, had some, some roadkill he was kind of cleaning up, and I looked over at him, and it was like a nuclear reactor going on in that bird's eyeball. It was that intense, man. He looked right at me, and it was like, zzz. I mean, he knew, he could see everything. I mean, it was awesome. I mean, that is an awesome bird.
We got tons of hawks because of the fields down below, so we got them all the time, and we got eagles. But
I remember when I was going down the road down here, I'm driving along in my truck, right? And this is like 15 years ago. I was there driving along and everything like that. All of a sudden, I hear this whop like that, and I look at my windshield. It's a hawk, and and he's like this on my windshield, and he's looking at me, like, and I'm like, what the hell? And then he flew off. Yeah, it's crazy.
All right, he's back. What's up?
I must just got the kiddo to bed.
Did you have a good party today? That was a funny text.
Yeah, that was a good party. It was nuts. Been busier than hell all day. And I'll be busy tomorrow too. My father-in-law wants us to do his brakes, so we're doing that.
Brake jobs are always something that I don't look forward to.
Yeah, they're pretty easy for the most part. I've done a lot more difficult shit that has given me more problems than brakes, so I welcome brakes.
Yeah.
I remember back in the old days where you used to have to jack up the back of your car, and they had these little star adjusters. You used to have to, go ahead and adjust the rear drum
They still have those for your parking brake on rear drums. If you might have a rear disc brake, but your parking brake is a drum inside of the disc hat. So I still have one of those too.
Yeah.
The little tensioners that set the spacing on your shoes. Yep.
Mm-hmm. And as the shoe wears out, though, on your regular drum, you on your
start losing brakes.
Yeah, you start losing braking, and yeah.
Yep, good times. I am familiar. I've done way too damn much work on cars in my life.
Well, my whole
not
thing
because I enjoy it, but because I know how to do it, and it grinds my gears that I know how to do it, and it just hurts that much more to try to pay somebody else to do it for me. So I'm like, screw it. As much as I hate doing it, I'm going to do it.
Back in the day, I mean, we had these huge tanks for cars, and you needed like a 400 or 350 or 454 to really make a move.
Yep.
And nowadays, they've got cars nowadays that, everything rack and pinion steering, independent, and four-wheel disc brakes, the whole bit, and everything's running around with 70 series tires, and they hug the road, and everybody's got a sports car now. That's just the way they design them nowadays.
Yep, it's crazy how much I do miss body on frame vehicles. Unibodies are a pain in the ass.
Yep.
Yeah, especially if they start rusting out.
I don't mind independent suspension though, because independent suspension is pretty easy to work on. I mean, comparative to solid rear axles, or solid axles, solid. They work great. Independent suspension though is pretty simple to work on.
The handling you get with independent
and they ride a lot better, right?
Yep, they do.
But what I wanted to talk about was cleaning patches, because I found out, you ever go to Walmart and you buy the cleaning patches that are like the Allen brand, whatever, the cheap shit they always have at Walmart?
Yeah.
The cotton cleaning patches from Allen are horribly unabsorbent, if that's a word. They won't absorb anything. They're terrible.
Are you talking about the plasticky feeling ones?
The square patches. Yeah, they come. That's like it'll come in a bag and it'll say like 30 to 45 caliber cleaning patches or whatever. They're supposed to be cotton, but they don't absorb anything.
Bad.
Yeah, they suck. But
you're wearing a cleaning patch right now. It's a wife beater.
Correct.
Yeah, it's a wife beater.
These patches are made in my hometown. And the company that makes these employs individuals with disabilities to make these patches. And they're really absorbent and they're really nice. So if you guys are looking for some cleaning patches and put them towards a good cause, the company's name is Skyline Center. And they sell them on Amazon if you're into that.
All right. Good comment. I do like the round because, square folds up.
If you're pushing them through a jag, they go through pretty well.
Yeah, round is a lot easier.
Yep. And there's 1,000 cleaning patches in this bag, and I want to say it was like $13. It wasn't that much. It might have been more. I don't remember. Don't quote me. But yeah, I think that's pretty cool. That, like I said, I always knew that the Skyline Center was. I think they make like cardboard displays and stuff like that for stores and stuff too. And I knew that they employed individuals with disabilities, and I think that's awesome. But come to find out, they make whole gun cleaning kits. They make patches. They make brushes. All that stuff. I'm like, no shit. If I'd have known that, I'd have been ordering them from them for years. I didn't realize they did that stuff. So,
You know,
yeah.
Kenny in the side chat here, he mentioned this a long time ago, and damn it, every time my son or somebody goes to Walmart, I'm going to have him try get some of that and try it.
I don't know if I've tried the foaming one, but I have like it's called like Medic or something from Hoppies. I've tried that one, and I got the regular number 9. There's a carbon remover that I wanted to ask about too. If you guys have tried that one, it's like who's the company that has like the boar head for their logo? Damn it, Eliminator maybe. I don't know. It's like a Bortec. That's it. Bortec carbon remover. Anybody ever try that?
Jag1 is here. Hey, Jag1. Let's see. James says dollar store makeup remover patches. Yeah, but those are big cotton, fluffy, tear on
Right.
everything type deal.
Yeah, I'd rather give my money to the people that employed the disabled and give them, a good purpose. I think that's better.
Actually, James, I saw that in the bathroom counter when I took a shower. Let's see. Buy cotton flannel.
Foaming one has a
Bye
stupid
bye.
nonsense.
You guys are wearing your patches right now. You get a stain on this, it's a patch kit. All right.
Get a stain on it. Who cares? Keep wearing that shit. I got kids.
well,
What do I
yeah.
care?
If you've seen some of, do I have to grab my shorts? I should. Don't grab the shorts.
Don't grab those shorts.
My favorite pair of.
You probably got a ball hanging out of the shorts you got on right now. Get the crotch rubbed out.
This is how frugal I am on clothing. Sometimes my favorite, most comfortable pair of shorts have to be 25 years old. I'm gonna have to grab you and show you what they look. I was gonna do a video.
Eat your crap.
It's
They
so
probably
bad.
look like
My wife-
crotchless
Listen,
panties.
It is so bad. My wife today brought home fabric, and she's going to try and re-engineer or reverse engineer this pair of shorts that were my favorites, and she's going to make me a pair of shorts. And I went, "Oh man, you don't have to do that." I was going to put it in a video. I was saving it for the car wash scene in Fool Hand Luke, but we'll see. They're torn down the sides. They're ripped. I look like I came off an island. Being stranded for like 20 years. Okay.
20,
Castaway. And every time I put them on, my wife and my son are like, oh. And I'm like,
dude,
dude, what are you going to do? My favorite shorts.
25 years of
holding on to them to the end. All right.
25 years of thighs rubbing together has got to have the nutsack on those completely blown out.
They look like Frankenstein. She stitched them a million times. And then I'm doing an oil change and I ripped the entire left side all the way down, my legs hanging out. Oh, it's freaking funny as hell. And my wife had enough. She's like, all right, if you can't find a pair, I'll make a pair. It's hilarious. Anyway,
Yeah, both
yeah,
speak for
flannel shirts are awesome to make patches out of. And then I got to try that foaming stuff just for, thorough cleanings when I clean those guns like once a year.
Nothing like cleaning suppressed guns once a year.
No, I'll run a patch through them before I shoot. Do a video. I'll run a patch through the barrel and say good enough.
Yeah. I forgot my container upstairs. Shit. So with that 308 I got, one thing I don't like about the stock, I can't put
Oh,
my bore guide.
yeah. It's in
Yeah.
the way.
Uh-huh. So I got to take the cheek riser off.
Does the cheek riser come off easy though?
Yes.
No. Oh, okay. That's all right.
I mean, you got to remove a screw, but oh well.
Yeah, well, that happens. That's all right. I could deal with that. It's not like a super amount of hoops. Yeah. Yep. I used to clean my guns all the time, super thoroughly, and then last 10 years, it's like hell with it. Put it back, and I'll just clean it when I'm ready to shoot it.
It's carbon. It's gonna rust. As long as you don't leave it in there and it gets all hard and everything, you know.
After you retired and had all the time in the world, you just said, to hell with this.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
I don't think I have a clean gun I can speak of right now. A clean gun. One
Well,
clean
match guns. My match guns, I never cleaned them. I shot 1,500 rounds, through my 45s before I even took the slide off of them, and I just spray them out with WD-40 and scrub them out really good and clean them up real good, and then put them back together. But as far as disassembling the lowers and all that stuff, and taking all the stuff, that's just all unnecessary wear, and you don't really need to do that.
Yeah, the go-to guns and the carry guns are clean. I will say that,
Yeah.
but anything else is not.
Yes, and I agree with that, because if you're going to use that gun to defend your life, yeah, you want to clean. You want to make sure that there's no possible way that it's not going to fire. Yeah, I get it.
Well,
As far
the guns I use to defend my life, I know they will run dirty. That's one of the criteria.
One of the best cleaning kits I ever bought was the Swiss, the Swiss cleaning kit. These are awesome. I mean, and they're cheap too. Well, they were cheap when I bought one. They were like $12. I mean, I just bought it just so I bought one, and then I went and bought 3 or 4 more afterwards, because they really are a nice cleaning kit.
I bought some surplus ones. They were $1 or $2. They had the brushes that you pull through on the string,
Yeah,
like boar snakes. And I was like, damn, these guys had these before boar snakes.
well,
Field Range Cleansol.
Cleanse oil. Cleanse oil is good shit. Oh,
it
that's
comes
cool.
with everything, and all the brass. All the cleaning rods are stainless steel, and they have a brass bushing on them, so that they don't ever scratch. They never ever touch the bore. You can only use these on 30 caliber rifles and bigger, but this is an excellent cleaning kit for $12. I mean, $12 you can't lose.
Yeah, I should go pull out one of the dollar things. It was like the surplus place. I don't know, but they had brushes in there that you pull through on the string. It's for SKSs or something. And it's like, damn, this was way before boar snakes.
What was the name of that place down there in downtown Seattle that everybody used to go to back in the 70s and 80s? That was Warshaw's. Remember Warshaw's? Yeah, they had all kinds of military surplus stuff in there.
Wasn't that the place that sold Swabby pants that were hot when I was like 14 or 13?
Yeah, they sold everything there. That was Warshaw's, and I don't even think they're around anymore. I haven't been over to Seattle to look, but I was in there a couple of times way back when in the day, and yeah, they had everything in there. But yeah, the Swiss kit comes with a jag. You actually wrap, your that's cool.
Tin Man's holding a 5.7. What? Kenny, on 1022s, I just use a boar snake. I just shoot lead though, mostly. So, yeah.
That wasn't a 5.7. That was a 50 grain 22 cal VMAX.
Oh, nice.
Close though. Close.
heat shrink
Yep.
tubing. Well, as far as the muzzle guide cones go, I have universal brass ones, for your cleaning rod. But 22s are so tight. I don't like running a rod in a 22 unless I'm using a 17 rod for an air rifle, which I have.
The rod I got's for 22 cal. I can't remember what it measures.
I don't want a rod touching the bore. I just don't like that on 22 anything.
What if it's a carbon fiber rod and it ain't going to do nothing?
Yeah, it can. Carbon
Really?
fiber. Why don't you take a carbon fiber and just grind it on something for a minute and see what happens?
I've actually broken a carbon fiber rod and it about sent me to the hospital. That shit is sharp.
The last carbon fiber rod I bought, I broke it and I said I'll never buy another carbon fiber rod again. It broke, I think, near the tip.
You know what? I had
Yeah.
a carbon fiber fishing rod that did that to me, and it broke when I casted it. And it was the same thing, man. That thing is sharp as hell.
Yeah, those slivers are terrible too.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what
Yeah.
what are the tipped and cleaning rods? Are those carbon fiber or are those some kind of plastic or some shit? I'm not sure. I
Well,
think they're. I don't know.
no, they'll tell you what they are. I've used the coated ones and everything else, but if you have a coated rod and you get dirt in there, it's just grinding like a compound. I just go to stainless steel rod, all right, and then if you got a really small bore, I just use a bore snake. 22s don't foul up that much. You run a bore snake through it a few times, that's done. Yeah.
I don't know. My compass was pretty bad.
Another thing that's kind of cool about this cleaning kit, it also comes with a little inspection mirror, so you can actually look inside your bore. You know,
Nice.
inside your chamber and everything. It comes with a chamber brush, comes with a nylon and a brass bore brush.
It makes
It
sense.
comes with everything. Everything in here is usable, to clean your rifle. It's really a nice cleaning kit for $12.
It makes sense because all the Swiss and German are OCD, all of them, every one of them. They're born with OCD.
So it's in my DNA. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's just like my cleaning, my maintenance kit or my tool kit for my BMW, my motorcycle. It's a roll, and when you roll it out, it actually has real wrenches, real tools, not none of this, multi, one tool fits all type thing. It's you got real tools and the real deal going on. Germans and those people who think about that stuff.
Shit.
Yeah, James, I like brass on the shorter rods, but they can bend. You got to be careful with them. Yeah, I do like brass, and they're easy to clean. You can make them. You can get all that grit off of them.
Aluminum rods are garbage. I had quite the experience with an aluminum rod, and I was kind of scared I might have to go to a gunsmith, but I got it out.
Right on the threaded part too. That's the weakest link.
Yep, that's where I broke one.
Right off. Yep, that'll break right off right there.
Here you go from Kenny.
Resetting handle. I looked at those. Those I think those came out right around the time when I bought that Tipton rod. Yeah, because so you can push it. You can. It's like a kind of like when you're rock climbing into your carabiner.
Really?
You can grip it to release and then move it down a little bit and then let go and it'll grab again. That's what those rods do. So instead of pushing from 20 inches away, you could choke up with that handle so you're only 5 inches away, so you're not going to bend it and just baby it in there. Yeah, those are pretty sweet.
Yeah, and it sounds expensive.
You just your regular Tipton rods are like $40. So I'm sure they're probably 50 or 60. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the ones that are coated, those are they only last so long. That coating comes off, and you just got the steel underneath.
And that coating can collect dirt and be like sandpaper.
Yep.
Kenny says they're $44. That's not bad.
Yeah.
A good cleaning rod. Yeah, you're going to spend some money on one, but I'll tell you what, it's good money. Money well spent. These aluminum ones can suck. Yeah, I'm not even going to finish.
Yeah, I'm due for another good one, so I'll look into that because Yeah, the cheaper rods they don't hold up.
Carbon rod, just wipe it more often. Yeah, I wipe mine every time I do the scrubbing with the paste stuff. I wipe it off before I shove a jag and a patch through it.
It
After I
does
broke
work.
mine.
I've had to do that before.
Yeah, after I broke the carbon fiber, I'll never ever. It's like a golf club shaft that's super skinny, and
Yeah.
no, not doing it again.
Yep.
I'll tell you
All right,
one
Bill.
thing
Go ahead.
that fishing rod that broke. That was a Loomis. That was almost like a $200 rod, and I was pissed. And Loomis did send me a new one, but I was pissed off. That that ruined my fishing trip and the whole bit. Luckily, I had an old Eagle Claw, one of those old yellow Eagle Claw rods with me, and I was able to finish my fishing trip with that. But yeah, that was a big letdown. I'll tell you another thing too. Those old Eagle Claw rods, those yellow ones, those things last forever. They're really a good rod for what you pay for. Not talking about fishing.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a question for you guys. Does it ever bug you when people stick their pistol in a stand that's held in by the muzzle?
I cringe.
Oof.
Yeah, that's if your barrel's dirty. I mean, yeah, probably not great for it. But
Yeah, it's got like a rubber coating or poly coating on it. But how many times have you stuck it in there when your barrel's not clean? And what's it doing every time you're doing that? And then it's leaning on that. No.
right, yeah. Why wouldn't you at that point, especially in a gun safe? Why wouldn't you just get like a molded plastic one that would fit around the outside of the gun that you can set a semi-auto in it and it would hold it at a 45 angle from the outside.
There's some really neat ones out there nowadays that are you can 3D print them, okay, and they all stand up. I'm still using coated dryer racks from the outside, and you spread them and you cut it. A $1 dryer rack that's coated. All right, and then you know how you have the loops for your dishes? They're totally, and all I do is snip the outside off to make it fit in the safe, and then you just spread them to your gun, boom, and it's $1. And I'm still using them to this day, but I would like to get some better ones.
I'll tell you one thing.
Printer, man.
Dollar store finds is definitely, it's worth going to the dollar store. I will say that much. I mean,
You just got to think outside the box.
You do, and when you go in there, you got something else in your mind, and you can find a lot of stuff in there that's applicable for what you're going to use it for.
Yeah.
Those little they sell these. Let me throw this back in the case. They sell these metal pans. I mean, they sell these metal pans for $1 a piece, and these are perfect casting. Absolutely perfect. When you cast your bullets and you just open up your mold, you dump them in these, and then they cool off, and now you got a nice little pan, and you just take it over to wherever you're going to do and do your powder coating or whatever you're going to do, and it's a nice metal pan. Place to put your bullets. They're only $1 a piece. Buy 5 of them.
Yeah, those are the ones that I got. Yeah,
they work perfect.
Yeah, they're like 13 by 13 square or something like that, or 12 by 12. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah,
but you get a nice pile of bullets in there, and they're nice and cooling and stuff. You can actually pick it up and move it over, so you can, let it cool down, and then you can do what you need to do. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Oh, Cranky's here. Tin Man let his barrel again. Nope, I don't shoot light out on my 308. Another squib. Nope, just cleaning.
Oh, we got Cranky here. Cranky in the side. Cranky is up. Yeah, baby.
Must have just woke up. He's got a weird sleep schedule.
Cranky. And Idaho is still here.
Yep.
I never left there with less than $100. Well, hey, a dollar store is now a $1.25 store, thanks to Brandon.
Yeah.
Do you guys notice that? And now it's all messed up because instead of everything being even when you go to cash out, I don't know. Just don't buy anything like Armor All or any that. It's garbage. It's just water. But as far as little stuff like cleaning brushes for the sink and crap, hell yeah, all day long.
So you go there and you buy like their boxes of candy for $1, and if you look at like the weight to the price, it's actually more expensive for certain things like candy and shit like that at the dollar store than it is, other places, because you might spend $1.40 at a gas station, but you'll get double of what the dollar store was giving you for a buck.
One thing I found out: household cleaning supplies. Like Comet cleanser, things like that. You can't beat that place. You cannot beat
and Scotch-Brite pads.
Yeah, and also those brushes that you use for cleaning pots and pans and stuff. The nylon bristle brushes. Yeah, you can't beat it. They're $1 a piece. You go to Walmart and they're like $3.
And the little buckets when we quench and stuff, and the funnels that fit in that bucket.
Spaghetti
All that
strainers,
stuff.
spaghetti strainers, stuff like that. Yeah, it's just $1 a piece.
The plastic strainer that fits on the black bucket. It's perfect for quenching, rinsing, tumbling, whatever, cleaning. It's awesome. I go through those a lot.
We actually just built a new dollar store here in town, right down the road from my house. We have another one over on the outskirts of town, over on Highway 30. So we got 2 dollar stores in town. Dollar Tree, I think, is what they are.
You want to hear
something funny? We got Dollar Tree.
Mm-hmm.
You want to hear something funny? The town over, it's the big news. They opened up a Wendy's. And then, it's like, oh, thank God.
Get you some worm burgers.
Well, you had McDonald's.
I like Wendy's. Worm burgers.
I do too.
You get a good sloppy burger in there, man. It's pretty good.
They're getting expensive though. A junior bacon cheeseburger used to be $1. Now they're $3.
Yeah. Well,
so McDonald's, man, a Big Mac is $11.
Yeah,
that's unbelievable.
True that.
It's gotten smaller. I remember back when you used to buy a Big Mac, man, they were pretty big. But nowadays, man, it's this little teeny tiny thing. It's like $11 for that.
Yep.
We still can't beat the bowling alley burger and fries. They are awesome. Our bowling alley, but then they changed cooks, and now we won't go there anymore. They were the best burgers, everything on them, super good price, great fries. But the big news here, this is what it's like out in the country. They're opening up a Wendy's. Oh, and the same owner is opening up Arby's right across the street from it.
Nice. So he owns them both. So who cares if they compete?
Yeah, our town's too small, so it's the next town over. But there we go.
Yeah,
you don't have to drive far. I want teriyaki. I want Chinese, and I want good Mexican. Screw the burger stuff.
Yeah, you better go over to Provo if you want that stuff.
Yeah.
Good Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
I'm spoiled, and Jim knows what I'm talking about. I'm spoiled. The Pacific Northwest, you can't go wrong.
We have several authentic restaurants here. They're awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, I just came down to clean that gun. I'm going to head upstairs and take care of some other stuff upstairs. But yeah, I figured I'd hop on for a minute and say what's up to you guys. I had a long day.
Hey, thanks for hopping on. I was hoping for a short chat tonight, which is 2.5 hours.
Hey, don't let me end it. Keep going.
I love hearing from you, Kurt. I mean,
likewise.
Talk about some bull crap that doesn't have anything to do with anything. I mean, it's just the good conversationalist. Really enjoy your company.
Oh, appreciate that, Dave. You too.
Yeah.
All right.
I might do some plinking tomorrow. We'll see how I feel when I wake up.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's been a while. I've only gone out like twice this year, 2 or 3 times. So I'm due. I need to shoot something.
Yeah. That's good.
All right, guys. You have a good one. I'll catch you on the next one. Don't let me ruin your fun. Somebody else hop on.
All right.
Take care.
All right. Take care, fellas.
You bet, man.
Well, I was hoping short chat. I got a busy day tomorrow and I was cleaning all day today. But whatever. Let me post a link if anyone wants to come on. And we can, we're 2.5 hours already. So I got a monthly quota.
You know,
Yeah.
you haven't seen Cranky for a while. Maybe Cranky would want to come on.
I know. I'm surprised he's up. He's usually an early bird in the
He
morning.
used to come on all the time. What happened?
Oh, I love his logo though. Yes.
Cranky.
I love his avatar. Yep. Best picture ever invented by man. Or by one man. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I sure miss his presidency. I'll tell you that right now. Yeah. Hey, we gotta waddle our way through this.
Voter ID all day long. Just give us voter ID.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow.
He's been up since 3 a.m.
You need a bedtime story or
Maybe
Some-
Kenny will come on.
some of that whiskey will do it, won't it? Have you been hitting on the whiskey, Cranky? That'll do it every time. There won't be an election. Cranky, don't talk that way. Cranky.
There wasn't one the last time.
Well,
There
we
wasn't one last time. There
we
wasn't
had
one
we had a
last
live chat. We had a live chat during the election, and Taco was on, and we're watching it live, and everything froze. Trump was kicking ass. He was winning everything, and it froze for like an hour. And
I remember we were all happy. You were like, yes. And
Yeah.
the very next day you went out and said, those bastards. Yeah.
We covered that live, and then me and Taco were like, "What the hell?" Everything froze, and then all of a sudden it was all Biden, and it's like, "Oh yeah, we know what's going on here. This is bullshit."
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, and the same thing when Inslee went and ran for governor the last time, we had another incumbent here that ran against him, and there was a lot of questionable voter switching around sort of stuff on that too. So it's even on our local levels. This corruption level is on our local levels.
The oldest trick in the book for a banana republic. So
Yeah, it's like it's not who you voted for; it's who the person who's counting the votes. Yeah.
yeah, they're working on a new corona right now. Yeah. Oh, and they have a new vaccine out, people, and they want kids. What is it? 2 months old and older to take it. What the hell? Don't ever think about that. Babies. They want to give it to babies.
Yeah, they have no idea what it's going to do in the future, but they want to give it to babies. Yeah.
Sick, twisted. We know how sick this is.
You remember back in the 70s when they had the swine flu come out? Remember that? And they had all the injections and stuff that they were just lining up. People were getting injections for the swine flu. They actually found out that vaccine actually led to an awful lot of other health problems later on in people.
Mm-hmm. Cranky. They don't realize how powerful Trump is right now. He is so powerful. There are people switching. You got gangbangers singing songs about him now. On the good side, So let's just wait it up. My only hope is there's so many votes that it disturbs their cheating on the machines. They like we can't keep up with this. The voting is too good for him, and that's my only hope. And if that doesn't happen, what's going on after that, because we can't take it anymore. We can't take 4 years more of this.
It's brutal.
It's brutal. People are starving. They can't afford nothing. We'll see. I got faith in America. Not the people that running the machines and stuff, but I got faith in America. The people.
Wonder where Pat is. Pat usually chimes in.
Mm-hmm. I know. It'd be fun to have Fuzzy on one night. Fuzzy?
That's an idea. He's got a phone. You can click on there and get into the chat.
And it's always fun having Cranky on. I miss his laugh, you know. I miss Cranky's laugh. James Bullard needs to come on. All you guys on the side need to come on. Well, it shows there's 13 here. So, okay, all 13 of you.
Make lead wheel weights great again. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you know, Trump has issues. He's narcissistic, whatever. He's definitely going to tweet. He's going to tweet and piss people off. But
Business.
if you just look at his policies, no wars, none of this crap, get the guys out, all this stuff, the economy.
Right before he left.
The only thing he really didn't do, but he didn't have time, was lower the deficit. But he didn't have time to do that. If you gave him 8 years with the economy and everything, he'd bring the deficit back down. Now it's just goo crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, that's true. That is a true statement. Yeah,
that's one thing he could have worked on, but he didn't have time. COVID came in the 3rd year. You know, you got to give a guy time. Reagan had all the time in the world, and he didn't even get close to Trump.
No.
If you remember those times, he didn't get close to Trump turning around.
No.
So Trump did it like 3 years, what Reagan did in 8. And you had to wait till after Reagan to see it, kind of, you know, until it got screwed up again.
Yeah. Well, they unfixed what he fixed. You know, they got in there and they unfixed what he fixed. And you know, the Reagan years were complicated years. I think he did a great job for however long he was in, but
he worked on Gorbachev and all that crap. It was good.
God, yeah, you bet. Brezhnev, and then trying to get rid of all that stuff that was going on with the Soviets, and you know, Gorbachev finally came in, and you know.
Yeah. However, he did not have the speed Trump did.
No.
And Trump was starting with a cluster, so. Well, so was Reagan, because, yeah. But I don't know. Trump's not perfect, but you just go by what he did as far as this.
You know, my whole thing is
true.
A man in that position, okay, a man in that position, how perfect does he really need to be as far as, you know, his personal affiliations with some of the stuff that he's got in the on his life? How much of that do we really need to know? You know what I mean? If he's changing our lives for the better, and he takes the devaluation of the dollar away, and he stabilizes our economy, and our economy starts to grow because of that, I could care less.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
What's going on in that man's life, and all this bullshit about, you know, all these people, all these women coming out of the closet and saying, "Oh yeah, well you grabbed my ass," or "Oh, yeah, you grabbed my boobie in the freaking elevator," blah blah blah. You know, I think it's just, you know, that really doesn't matter to me. I mean, you know, the guy's got some issues he needs to go to court about or whatever. You know, it doesn't matter to me though. It's what he's doing for. It's what he's doing for the American public.
Action speaks louder than words, and he has a lot of words and pisses off a lot of people. But the actions always speak louder than words.
Right.
Okay, say you got guys at work, and you got this guy he's a pain in the ass, but he's one of the best workers on the job.
Yes.
You're not going to fire that guy because he gets it done while these other guys are lollygagging.
Hey, you know what? Jim, will you agree with this? The best workers aren't always the best people, and the best people aren't always the best workers.
That's right.
Yeah, that's a very true thing. That's one thing I've noticed over the last 40 years of my career. Said the best workers aren't always the best people, and sometimes the best, people aren't always the best workers.
But you can tell by the stats right now, everyone that's trying to compete with him on the Republican side, look at where they are and look at where he is right now on the numbers, and it's obvious. It's painfully obvious. So? Yeah. What about his son? Huh? Yeah. What about his son? He bought a firearm while he was a drug addict. That is boom. That's jail time. Now he's going to get away with it because of the media.
Oh, sure, they're going to feel sorry for him because he was under the influence when he bought that gun. He didn't know what he was doing. Oh, he was under the influence when he bought that. He didn't know what he was doing, so that he can't be charged for it.
They're trying to say they can't prove it, but if you have the dates from his pictures smoking a crap pipe and buying a gun, the dates all line up as far as when he was a drug addict and when he bought a gun. Kyle Lusk is here for society. Kyle, here's a lanky poo. Otherwise, we're going to cut her off tonight soon.
Yeah. I'm about ready myself.
All right, we'll cut her off then.
Well, not unless if Kyle wants to come on. Kyle wants to come on.
Idaho wants to vote for Ivanka. All right, so sue him. He likes his women's. All right, whatever. Anyway, we don't have 4 more years of this crap, people. So whether you're pro 2A and Trump pisses you off, or you don't like his tweets, some people in the South are polite and they don't like the way he acts. Just go by merit. It's either that or what you got right now. So pick your spot.
It's already started
right
now where, they're rallying up to put the minimum wage up there at $20 an hour.
And do you know what that's going to do? Your burger's going to cost $800.
Yeah, they're going to cost $17 for a freaking Big Mac.
And they're not qualified for 20 an hour. I work my ass off for 20 an hour, so screw them. They're flipping burgers.
What's up, guys?
I'm going to bounce out now that Kyle's here. I'm going to bounce out, Kyle. I'm going to catch you later.
You're
You
going?
don't have to go.
All right.
Yeah.
Good night, Dave.
All right.
Good night, Dave.
Thanks for coming on. And rest that shoulder.
Always, really. It's always a great deal coming on and, clearing off the table and, getting your thoughts organized too. It's a good show for that.
All right, Dave. Have a good one.
Yeah, I'm just getting home from work.
Oh, wow. Late.
Yeah, on Fridays and Saturdays, I don't get off till 10, but such is life.
All right. No traffic.
Yeah, I can be home in about 2 minutes and 15 seconds if I make
Oh,
a line.
that's right. You could go home for lunch. I forgot. Yeah.
I can walk home for lunch.
That's awesome. I love that. Yeah.
That's why I'm thinking about supporting her getting that little Jeep. I can drive that thing back and forth all day long.
Oh, yeah. No, man, I hope my son didn't see that because he's like, that would be great for going down to the gauge.
Yep.
We work on that. We got those engines. We got all the torque converters, all that crap. I don't need we have no space in this garage. I'm looking around. I can hardly walk down the aisle.
Yep, I understand. That's like my reloading room, and most of it's still in the basement. It's not even in the reloading room.
But that little Jeep was cool. And what did you say? It was like $2,000 or something. What was it?
Yeah, it was like $2,500.
It was neat just for the body. Yeah.
Yep. I saw another one Angel found where they made a tank.
Yeah. The Jeep is more practical, though.
Yeah. They got
Around
a tractor, a tank, a Jeep. I think they've got a little bulldozer too. Which I'm sure it doesn't work.
Did you pop the back and see what engine it had?
No, they sold the one that was here. The next closest one is about 30 miles away.
I'm hoping it's bigger than a 6-horse clone. Maybe it's a 8-horse, but I was hoping it'd be like a V'd engine, you know.
I think it's a twin cylinder, 9 horsepower. I think.
Okay, so it's kind of like a tractor engine, a lawn tractor engine.
Yeah. If it's over so many horsepower, you have to insure it, and
Then you can hop it up and get another 5 out of it easy without going too
I
radical.
can get a lot more than 5 more out.
Yeah, but without getting too radical.
I still want it to be dependable.
Yeah.
Oh, my buddy that lives out in Vegas that came and visited me, I sent him that picture of the Jeep, and he did a little research because that's what he does. And I need to get him and Pat together. That would be hysterical. But there's this, it's a string of videos. I'm on like episode 6, and the guy was driving. He changed a couple of things and all that and got it set up. And he's driving from Idaho to Moab, Utah, all off road. And the stuff he gets into, good God.
Well, they used to make an American-made one in the late 60s, early 70s that was a Jeep that ran off a pull-start engine or battery power, you know. And I forget the name of it, but I'm sure the new one's way lighter, thinner metal, lighter. Yeah.
It weighs like 360 pounds or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that's light, much lighter than the old one. Yeah. Let me plug in here. And then Kyle, can you talk to the side chat for a second? I got to put the mic on and drain the monster. All right.
Idaho, what's up, Mr. Pollard? Good to see you guys. Hey, Cranky. Biden will pardon his son. Well, I don't think you're wrong about that. That's probably his only other option. And yes, if they do get in a hot war, we're in for a mess. What are y'all doing tonight? Like I said, I'm just walking in the door from work. I pet the dogs and came on the back porch to get a solar powered mini Jeep. Yeah. No. Yeah, just walked in the door and then hopped on. So
Get a solar powered.
that is redonkulous.
Yeah. Have you guys seen the videos of all the Chinese electric bikes and motorcycles and cars blowing up?
Oh, they're
Just
having all kinds of
fire. They're just catching on fire and they're trying to put them out. And it's like, get the hell away from that thing. Yeah, it's going to blow. Yeah.
And Sir William, no, I have not. I've been too busy working. It shouldn't take too long to fix it. I just got to change the latch mechanism for the magazine. That's it. I mean, I've got 4 more, so I'm not in a big hurry. Oh, and Jim, I like that old clone M16 you did.
Oh, the boys gun. Yeah. We like it too. It's different. It was fun because it was different, you know? So my son was like, yeah, you see every AR with a free floating handguard, but I want something different. And it's like, all right.
How exactly did he do the coloring on that thing?
You know, he did it at night when I went to bed, and according to him, he mixed up whatever model paint or whatever to antique, and then a toothpick, threw it on the lettering, and then took a card and just scraped it off and let it sit a while. And then instead of using like acetone or paint thinner or anything like that, you use Hoppies because it doesn't eat so much. It's gentle.
Huh.
And wipe that down, and those letters are perfect.
It looked great in that video.
Oh, and I of course you need good stamping or scrolling on it in the first place, but man, I couldn't pick it apart. I'm looking at the edges of the letters. I couldn't pick it. I couldn't find nothing wrong with that.
That's cool. Your son must have steady hands.
No, it was easy. You slug it on there, you get it in there, and then you just scrape it like with a card, like a plastic card or something, and then let it sit up. You can wipe around it, but let it sit up, and then Hoppies was gentle, so it didn't pull it back out, and it cleaned it off the receiver. And that's what he said he did, and it just worked awesome.
I tried doing it with on one of my lowers with glow in the dark paint, and it ended up just. Of course, I was probably not of sound mind and body when I did it, but it ended up just being nasty, and I just took some brake cleaner and wiped it all back out. And
Why would you want to glow in the dark, though?
because it was I forget what movie it was, but it's Umbrella Armory, and their guns had glow in the dark green inlays everywhere.
Mhm.
And I was trying to do that, and it just didn't work at all.
Interesting. Yeah, you need an enamel, a good enamel. I forget what paint he used, but it's really tough and it's good, and it won't. Obviously, Hoppies won't take it out, so it's going to be good. I'm not a lettering kind of guy. I just like everything black, nothing showing off. But I'll admit, that's what he wanted, and it looks pretty good. The whole rifle feels good. You can hold it on the carry handle, and it's level.
Right. Yeah.
You can hold it right there, and it's balanced.
I've
And then
got a couple
was
set
worried-
up like that.
I was worried about the handguard, but being so small, it might be stubby and thick. That thing is thin. You wrap your mitts around that thing, you're locked
Yep.
in, and you got the grooves on the top and the bottom. Man, good
Yep,
to go.
I've got a couple set up like that, and I love them.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing my different lube torture test with, whether it be Frog Lube or Hoppies or Ed's Red. I'm doing torture tests with 3 of my rifles, and only using that certain cleaner on them, and I'm waiting until I get a malfunction, and I've got about 1,000 to 1,500 rounds. I've got it wrote down through each of them without a malfunction on anything. I haven't taken them apart. I haven't cleaned them. I haven't done anything.
Mhm.
I'm waiting until I get a malfunction. And then I'll have my round count for that cleaner. And then I'm going to do the same for the other 2. Then I'll have my round count for that cleaner. And that's going to determine the gun cleaning solution, so to speak, that I use in the future, because I'm running the same ammo through them. And, when it fails, it fails. So
Now, are you talking cleaners or lube? Or both?
cleaners. No, I lube them with the specific lubes.
Oh, okay. All right.
I use Ed's Red as a lube too. So I'll just put a little bit in there and cycle it while I'm at the range. Use some Frog Lube liquid and cycle it while I'm at the range. I'm not taking them apart. I'm not doing any of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other one, I'm just using 10W30 motor oil that I had laying around.
Well, don't laugh, because I use synthetic motor oil because we got tons. I will never run out of lube because you always got that much left in a jug.
Right.
And full synthetic, real synthetic works awesome.
Yep.
It does, and it
I'm
does.
I'm using what's left after we change the oil in the cars. I just marry the jugs together.
Yeah, I live with synthetic. I haven't found anything better. I use other stuff sometimes, but man, you got so much out in the garage you're not going to use anymore. As long as
Right.
it's full synthetic and you got different weights. Some of our cars takes a lighter weight than the other. You can mix them, whatever. They got a little cleaner in there because it's designed to clean your engines, and it works for a lube. You don't. I think the lube thing is the biggest sham ever. You buy a bottle of lube for $6 or whatever, $4, whatever. You can get a whole quart.
Right. Just pour the oil in the car, and when you get tired of seeing it drip, just have your mason jar or something like that with a funnel in the top of it, and stick the bottle upside down and go to bed and call it a night.
Yeah, and I've run the guns in 5-degree weather or 0-degree weather here, and in the hot summer, 100-degree, doesn't matter. Synthetic's awesome for that.
Yep. I've got the temperature, the date, how many rounds with each one of the 3 that I'm using for this, and we've shot in very cold weather for Georgia, like 7 degrees,
Mhm.
and very hot weather, which is normal for Georgia, 110, 115 degrees, something like that. And so far, I hadn't had any problems at all out of any of the 3. So I'm kind of stuck on which one I want to keep going with, because I got enough stuff to make, I don't know, 20 gallons of Ed's Red, because it's a cleaner and a lubricant.
Well, the lubricant is the transmission fluid, which is excellent for, transmission.
Well, I mix mine a little different. I'll also add a quart of synthetic motor oil to the Ed's Red mix. That way I know it's getting lubricated. Yes, the transmission fluid does work, but I put an extra quart in there. So it's acetone. What is it? Acetone, transmission fluid,
Kerosene.
and I add a quart of motor oil to it. Thank you for helping me out. I couldn't remember the kerosene part.
Yeah. Well, for lube, all you need is go in your garage. You got that much left because some of your engines don't take a full 5-quart thing. Or you have that extra quart you got to add and you still got that much. Man, I just cleaned out a bunch of jugs. I was like, let's get rid of this. So just pour it in a jug and there's your lube for 100 years. Your grandchildren can lube your guns with.
Right. Well, we got 3 vehicles sitting in the driveway, and they all take different motor oils or different weights. So I got all kinds, and I run synthetic. My car has to run synthetic because of the valve timing. Her car runs synthetic. I think it's because of the valve timing too. And my truck, I run synthetic, even though it doesn't say that I need to, but just because I had so much laying around,
I do it anyway because I know synthetic's better. Because you're a mechanic, you don't break an engine in with synthetic, right?
Right.
And so that tells you synthetic is slicker. The rings won't seat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I replaced the engine in my pickup truck and ran it about 800 miles, something like that, and then switched it over to synthetic, and I've been using it ever since. So
yeah, and if you're in cold climates, you want synthetic. You want that stuff getting right to your engine. And if it isn't on there, it's already clinging around and saving.
Right. The thing about synthetic oil is you can't go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Like, say, I'm running a little tight on money today. I got to change my oil. This is $6 cheaper if I buy this. Don't do that.
Yeah, some people said you can't go back and forth for the first time or whatever, but you can. And then when you got older engines, get the high mileage synthetic. So you got the lube in there for all your seals and stuff that swell them back up. So if you got, I would say 80,000 miles, well, newer cars over 100,000, go to the high mileage after that, and it'll get your seals. Because there's lots of good stuff they've been putting in it. So
We got we switched over to synthetic oil at the trucking company that I worked at,
mhm.
and then they got ready to, buy new trucks, so they're cycling the old ones out, and so we changed over to the cheaper oil, conventional oil, and those trucks were puking oil all over the place. And we tried changing back to synthetic. It didn't work. We ended up having to replace, I can't tell you how many big Cummins ISXs I had torn all the way down to the BBs just to replace O-rings and seals and stuff because everything was leaking. So
Yeah.
once you go to synthetic, stay there.
Well, they also have an additive that you can put in anything that has seals, transmission, whatever, and it is designed just to swell those seals back up again. And you just add it like an additive, and it's some kind of polymer stuff. I don't know what it is, but it actually really works because people have stopped leaks. They'll have leaks on the garage floor, and they try this stuff. I did it my son's Sidekick once in his transmission or something, and it sealed that seal back up again. It just made it swell up, just enough. Works good. So
Yeah,
Well,
it can work. I kind of, because I've been turning wrenches as a professional since '95, and I look at that stuff as snake oil. But
no, there is a product out there that works because people have tried it and the leaks stop. Unless you got a tear in a seal, then you're screwed.
right, yeah,
I'm
You
just
ain't gonna
talking
fix
about I'm just talking about dried up seals, not torn up seals. Yeah.
right. Is your son watching this chat?
No, I don't know what he's doing.
Dang, I was gonna show the Jeep.
Well, no, don't do that. Now we got to get our mini tractor going again, and his Banshee. We don't need another project. Mini bikes, snow bike. We were supposed to do a snow bike with a belt on it, like a
Snowmobile?
a snowmobile belt type deal on a mini bike. Yeah, we
You
got.
gonna put a ski on the front?
Oh yeah, probably. But we have conveyor belt, and we were going to do that, but it's too late now. Winter's going to be here in a couple months. Too many projects. He's too busy anyway.
Yeah, we're just now getting where it's comfortable. I think it was, I don't know, 75, 78-ish today.
Yeah,
And it was a nice change because we went through some hot spells. Golly, bum. Everybody's coming to the liquor store just for the air conditioning. Not even buying anything. They just walk in and sit a minute.
Yeah. And you guys got the humidity. That's the killer. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It'd be like, let's see, it was like 101 degrees actual air temperature, and the real feel is like 128. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, it only lasted about a week, and I was in the air conditioning, so it was all right.
Yeah. No, I'm digging the dry because I don't miss the humidity at all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible down here. I mean,
Yeah. It's harder to powder coat.
it's harder to powder coat. It's harder to powder anything. And if you're a man, you know what I'm talking about. It's like you're baking a cake down there or something.
You get jungle rot. Yeah, I know.
We prefer swamp ass, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Sitting here listening to my youngest dog. His real name's Gunner, but we call him Goober. He's wanting out. He's scratching at the door, and I mean, hell, he's only 8 months old, and he's already, I think it was right at 60 pounds. It's a all black shepherd.
Yeah, I remember you got that. Yeah.
Oh man, he's something else. He's smart as a whip, but God, he does some dumb stuff.
You got to train him to get you a beer.
Well, I mean, he doesn't tear anything up or anything like that. He just walks into doors, and you know, he hadn't figured out that he's too long to turn around on the staircase without hitting his snout on the wall. It's just, I mean, it's funny. It's funny. It's funny stuff.
Okay, side chat. Is the side chat still here? No one's replied for a while. Are we getting there, people?
About 10 minutes. I can't see how many are still watching.
It says 10. It says 10. A lot of people watch over the weekend, though. Later.
Has anybody ever changed out the magazine latch on an SKS? Because I have not. I think it's just drive a roll pin out, put the new latch in, drive a roll pin in, and you're done.
It should be. They might. I think they might have them riveted on each side, so you got to grind one in to get it out. But I've never had to do it on. I've had 3. I've never had to do it. I had a Russian, Chinese paratrooper.
I found a nice one. I pulled it out of the gun safe. I was giving it away for Willie's thing. And I said, I can't send this to him. It's broke. So I grabbed another one, and I'm like, dang it. I wanted to keep this one, but I gave it to, who was it? God, that's been a minute. Anyway, I'm like, I wanted to keep that one. So I gave him the one that I wanted to keep, and I started cleaning the other one up. And I'm like, I'm sure they make a repair kit for this or something. Started cleaning it up. Man, that thing's got beautiful wood on it. Yeah, hurt neck. Yeah. God, that was
Nick. Oh,
3 years ago.
Hey, Michael. Good to see you, Michael. I've been waiting to do this all night, and he didn't reply, so I didn't know you were there. Or he just showed up.
I think that's Michael. I think that's been like 3 years ago, wasn't it? It's been a minute. Have you shot it yet? Does everything all right? Did you get it all cleaned up? Or yours just like mine, just sitting in a safe?
No, you got to take them out and shoot them. They're fun. I still have cleared it.
Yeah.
He might be saying I still haven't cleaned it. I don't know. Refresh there, Michael.
Yeah, I've got Mausers and all kinds of stuff that I hadn't dolled up yet. Just I got the stuff to reload for them, and I've been rounding up components and brass and dies and stuff like that. Mosins, Mausers, SKSs, that kind of stuff. Everything else that I acquired in that wonderful transaction, I already had the stuff to load for it. I can't wait to load some. I think me and Jamie are going to go on a Mauser adventure and start honing it in.
tried to grab him. I was going to say, look what I got. Leon's down here. Damn it. Anyway,
What?
yeah, just take a look at the latch there. I'm pretty sure it's just the pin and the spring, and that's on it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with it. I hadn't really played with
It's
it, but
probably got like this pressed rivet looking thing on there. Just replace the pin and do your own. Did your spring go out? Maybe.
I like I say, I haven't looked at it, but I know it's not going to be that big a deal because I've got welders, plasma cutters, cutting torches. I can get it apart.
Let's see. Gunswater's here still, or no? He's here now, or before. Okay, so he said didn't clean it yet. Sorry, too much beer spelling. I got you there. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, give it a quickie clean and.
Oh, it's going to take more than that. It's still packed in Cosmoline when I shipped it to him.
Oh, that's why. Yeah, when they're caked in Cosmo, oh, it's a pain in the ass. Yeah.
I'm going to have to wait until next summer.
Yeah.
Lay the tailgate down on my pickup truck and just let them sweat. It'll run out, and I don't care about it getting in my bed liner. Ain't like it's going to stay there long.
Yeah, the last thing I did was a Mauser, and oh man, was it caged.
Oh yeah.
There's some easy ways nowadays to do it. There's the old school way, but there's much easier ways to get most of it off, and then it's all leaching the wood after that.
Hurt Nick says, yes, it is packed in it. I know.
That is the nastiest smelling, goopiest crap, but it works for preserving. Yeah.
It does. It works extremely well. That's why we've got all these guns from the 40s, 30s, 50s and all that stuff. And once you clean them up, they're perfect.
When I took out to clean this originally, I don't know what he's talking about there. William, what are you talking about now?
He's talking about the magazine latch.
Oh, the mag latch. Yeah, I'm trying to visualize the SKS.
Yeah, Jamie sent me a link. He found they make like a replacement kit where it's a new latch, spring, pin, and all that stuff. He sent me a link. I just hadn't ordered it yet. Because I'm not worried about it. I got 4 functioning ones in the safe and 4 more that I need to do a little bit of work to, cleaning and degooping, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, William's using the heat method.
Yeah, that's a good idea, but I live in Georgia and my bed liner on my truck is black. It'll come out.
Well, oven cleaner used to leach it out pretty good. We're talking stocks, not the metal. The metal's pretty easy. Just take some gas, kerosene, whatever, and start wiping it out. Yeah, lacquer thinner, gas. I hate the smell of gas though. Kerosene, anything, and wipe that shit down. But the wood, you gotta leach it out. Heat is good, yes.
Yeah, that's why I was just gonna lay a towel in the bed of my truck and lay a couple of them out there, and then go get them before dark and take them back inside.
Oh, that stuff is so nasty though. It's so nasty, waxy, stinky stuff.
It's nasty, but it does work.
I know. They just love that stuff. Everyone loved it. Yeah.
You got to think they're shipping the things across oceans with salt water and all that stuff. You got to totally seal it.
Yep.
I finally got my my very first SKS back, it was at my buddy's house for 15 years. We finally got back together. I got my grandpa's 870 16 gauge and my SKS back. Those are two guns I didn't want to lose because they meant a lot to me.
16 gauge 870. Wow. Yeah.
Oh, it's old. It's probably from the 50s, maybe. I don't know. The serial number's got like 4 digits to it.
Yeah, it's funny. 16 gauge was popular in certain areas in the United States, and if you load for it and get dies for it, I guess it'd be okay. Finding it at the store, no.
Right. Well, Jamie's got components or the press, and I've got hulls. So we're going to get together and have a 16 gauge party. But I'm not buying slug molds and that kind of stuff. I can load buckshot with it and
Yeah, buckshot.
birdshot and all that stuff. Be done with it. I'm not going full bore into it.
Yeah, buckshot's fine. Yeah.
Figure a little number 4 buck, good in anything.
Yeah, you should be able to get some in the 16 gauge. Yeah.
I've got double alt.
Yeah, 16 gauge. I don't know how many fits in that. I'm comparing to 20.
I hadn't even looked at reloading it yet because I'm not buying a press to reload it. And I mean, I got 2 12 gauge presses. I'm sure that Mech offers a conversion kit.
Yeah, you just put all the adapter fittings on there. Yeah.
The one I got from Julio, Texan. Yeah, Texan. I don't know if they are even still in business, but I don't. They may have a kit too, but I'm not that worried about it. I've got a case of Winchester birdshot in here under the table for 16 gauge. So
Yeah, I think what you got from Julio wasn't that the precursor to? Oh well. All right.
it looks like the precursor to the Mech because I mean it.
Yeah, and if it is, then you can use the same because your 16 gauge, you'd need that lower plate for the shells, when you're deep priming and then all the fittings under. Yeah. I don't know. You can make it work.
I don't know. Life's a garden. Dig it.
That's right. Just don't be the one you buried the weeds on. Yeah. And you had an SKS that was unusual. What was it? There's something unusual about it that was different than. Oh, wasn't it chrome? Didn't you have a chrome one? You have.
That's an AK-47.
Oh, okay. It was the AK that was chrome. Okay.
It's a folding stock AK-47 chambered in 223.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Swiss paratrooper rifle.
Mm-hmm.
We did the research on it, and apparently they chambered it in 223 because they figured out if they were parachuting in, there would be Americans doing the same, and they didn't want to have to find a dead Russian to get 7.62 by 39, so they chambered it in 223.
Wow. Okay.
Yep, that's what they did. I mean, the thing is, let's see, where am I at? Okay, you see, well, I could measure it, I guess, but
hold it up. Yeah, we get the idea. Hold it up.
Yeah, I mean, it's. Oh, you could almost put it in your pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Hadn't shot it yet either, but it is clean and ready to rock.
Haven't shot it yet. Mm-hmm.
Oh, there's a lot of guns that I haven't shot.
I don't have
A friend of mine's buddy passed away and left him his arsenal. And I'm not the news media saying arsenal. I mean, this guy had some guns. And I just kept putting guns in the back seat of the car. Here, take this one. Here, you want these? Take your pick out of the hell, grab two, you know. And I looked at Angel on the way home. I'm like, please, Lord, do the speed limit so we don't get pulled over. No, it's not drug lordy. It's an actual paratrooper rifle. I mean, it could work, but they're going to have to dig around to find the magazines for it. I think I've only got 2 for it. I said, hell, that's enough.
Okay, sounds yeah. All right, boys, let's cut her off tonight, and so we got minutes for the rest of the month. Well, we're doing pretty good, I guess. It's 17th tomorrow. 2 more weeks. Okay. Well, no, 3.
How many minutes do you get?
You get 20 a month, and it's for me. It starts on the 3rd now, so that's how I
20,
get
20 hours?
20 hours.
Okay.
Yeah. So Lugers. You don't see much Lugers walking around anymore. You used to, but you don't now. Yeah.
Everybody's got them put up.
All right, Kyle, thanks for coming on. Any last words for the side chat?
I'm just glad that y'all hung in with us.
Yep, I love you, side chat, and thanks for being on the side tonight and everyone that came on tonight.
Well, everybody, have a wonderful rest of your Saturday and enjoy your Sunday. I'm going to get ready for my wedding.
Oh, yeah, congratulations, Kyle.
Yeah, we got to go do a little woodwork tomorrow with some scaffolding, so that's going to be fun.
Oh, like
Yeah, just little repair work. That's all.
Okay, everyone in the side chat, love you guys, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for hanging in there. And until next time.